Tell the truth.
Information is power.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Information is power. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Information Man Experience. I thank you all out there that are listening, that took the time out of your busy schedule to come over to the channel. I take that with I don't take that as little. I take that as big. I appreciate everybody. I wasn't planning to go live. I normally go live on Sundays. This is a weekly show because I got so many things going on. But however, the gravity of the issue is that I'm going to talk about this issue. I want to get people's opinions, either good or bad, whether you agree with what Will did or you didn't agree with what Will did, and why Will did what he did, and what is going on in that household of Will Smith between him and Jada Pinkett. Because she has made Will Smith look like a damn fool over the years with her entanglements. And there's something going on that I'm going to lay on you today because I've been combing my information. I listened to a couple of people that know these people behind the scenes. There is something that's been going on between Will Smith and Chris Rock that goes all the way back to the Oscars when they decided that they were going to boycott it. And Chris Rock said some things that Will Smith never appreciated even then. So there's some bend up frustration in this situation that took place just last night. We're going to go over it. We're going to examine it. I'm going to have a panel where I'll bring people up on the panel to give their opinions. I'm going to look at the chat room, get your opinions and your thoughts as we try to figure out what in the hell is going on here. Welcome to the Information Man Experience, everybody. Peace.
Lately it's looking like everything perfect. Out the mud with it, I put the work in. You can find me where that turf is. Pin precision like a surgeon. Bad ones used to curb me. Showing up to the show when the curve split.
Video
she
too.
know that I'm worth it. I'm finna go up, I'm aerial. I got the hit stash, got a bracelet for impact. Real tricky, quick to flip a pretty penny to a thick stack. Quick stack, think fast and I talk real. I give a fuck about how they feel. Me and Zay just dropped the propane and it sounded like mass appeal. For my dog, I'ma ride to the wheels kill. Got his hand on the hammer, so keep it legit. I've been the man with the blueprint. I won't stop till I own every brick. I used to lay out in the lawn just to feel the world spin on its axis. Now I got the access and the last laugh, got it off of the passion. I keep it 100 on the dash now that we got us some traction. Slick talker, I'm a showstopper, you are not solid. Tread cautious, couldn't go a mile in my toe boxes. Stun a shade with the Visine, light it up to bring the vibe in. Lime tint, color spot beam on me, I'm a star every night lit, ultraviolet. Hey, I told her make sure that phone is on silent so we know what the vibe is. Take a look in my iris, I think she know that I'm high risk. I never know what the time is, I never know when my mind went.
Tell the truth.
I got a lot on my plate, I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. Look, it's a lot on my mind, and I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. I'ma make sure that
information
I got
is
a lot on my
power.
plate, I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. Look, it's a lot on my mind, and I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. I'ma make sure that I used to toss a coin in the waterfalls in the wishing well. Now I get plenty coin, bitch, I'm self-made. You ain't gotta wish me well. You ain't like me then, but I guess it's past tense, cause you tapped in. You was never who you said. I see the facade when looking, it really be that quick to tell. My guard up, I ain't taking nails.
Tell the truth.
My paper won't sign a deal. I got the royalty in the mail, I got authority in the field. Take a look in my iris, I be precise with the timing. I move on the tuck, that shit high risk. I never know where my mind went.
BS3 Network.
I got a lot on my plate, I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. Look, it's a lot on my mind, and I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. I'ma make sure that, I got a lot on my plate, I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. Look, it's a lot on my mind, and I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. I'ma make sure that
All right, everybody, welcome. Welcome to the program, everybody. Thank you for being here. Let me take something off the screen. Let's get edit. Let's get edit, everybody. I appreciate everybody out there who's been rocking with the Information Man show since day one. People that have come on board that are new to the show. I want to thank all the audience out there, people in the chat room, everyone listening from afar. If you're not in the chat room, and if you watch this on the replay, I want to thank you as well. I also want to give you a reminder that this can be seen, or this replay of this can be seen on Roku TV. I'm part of the BS3 network.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
And that's usually on Sundays when the show goes live. This is a weekly particular channel, and every now and then I'll go live when there's something breaking news, like this situation with Will Smith, Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett. The whole situation last night was bananas. Literally, what was happening was crazy. You got to say, you know, a man should defend his wife. A comedian should have an understanding of what might be a little bit uncomfortable given the circumstances of Jada Pinkett's health, but it's come out in the wash, that Chris Rock said that he didn't understand or know that there was something going on with her health. This is Chris Rock saying this, and of course, we have a situation where Will Smith is a damaged man. Jada Pinkett, there's no doubt in my mind that Jada Pinkett is the source of all of this issue. And I know the ladies out there are not going to be happy with my point of view on this, because we usually like to say the black man is the problem. But Will Smith, you got to be honest, his wife, Jada Pinkett, she has embarrassed Will Smith on a number of occasions. If Will Smith was doing half of the things, such as an entanglement, the way she put the business out there like that, that was embarrassing for Will Smith. And I don't think he's recovered from all the embarrassments that have happened with her entanglement with someone who was a good friend of her son, Augustine, you know, the R&B singer. I thought that was embarrassing. There's been rumors over the years, as you already know, that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are swingers, or they live let me say, this is allegedly, okay? Allegedly, that they live sort of an open relationship, that Will Smith has done his deeds in the past and Jada Pinkett has done her deeds in the past. But I got to say this before I look at people's comments and bring people onto a panel. Will Smith might have ruined his night. For this reason, I'm going to tell you why. Will Smith has been working for years at getting the Oscar. He has come a long way, whether you think he's a great actor or not, whether you like some of the roles he's played in or not, he's worked hard to get to this point, to get the Oscar. And this situation will forever be with him on his obituary. Not to mention, you had Questlove, a whole host of black folks who won Oscars last night. Questlove, in the Summer of Soul, the production that he put on, they asked Questlove about his opinions about what Will Smith did last night, and he didn't want to talk about it. So sort of what Will Smith did in attacking Chris Rock, whether you agree with it or not, he at the same time, he also took away the attention in the praises of other black people on that stage last night. And this is a damn shame. So I want to give Questlove and those black folks their flowers now.
BS3.
Let me turn this off and give them their love right now. Will Smith's behavior became a distraction last night. I'm going to play the audio for you. Not going to play the visual because it's heavily copyrighted. And it'll probably give me a copyright strike because it was the Oscars. That's heavily copyrighted. So I'm going to play the audio for you today, and we're going to walk through this. Now, for those of you who saw the visual, remember Will Smith was laughing along with Chris Rock. Okay, let's just keep this in mind. He was laughing along with Chris Rock at one point in time. And so you can see right there, he's got that hand out. Everybody said that Will Smith punched him. No, he slapped him. Some people would say he gave him a bitch slap. You can see the open hand there. Let's move in on it closer, ladies and gentlemen, shall we? There you have it. And you could tell that Chris Rock took this lightly because look at that big smile on his face. He knew when Will came up to the stage, he said, "Oh, here comes Richard." And everybody thought this was an act. This was not true. A lot of people on the YouTube streets are saying, "Nah, this whole thing was a setup." I got it on good information that it was not. Now, I was listening to news radio early this morning, and I have XM radio, and you get a lot of information on XM radio that you don't get on different types of terrestrial radio. And whether you like Roland Martin or not, Roland Martin was talking about what happened to the Black News Network, and I'm going to do a story on that because a lot of what happened to the Black News Network is because they tried to do too much too fast. They didn't have the budget. He warned them that they should have went digital first, meaning they should have brought their platform to YouTube first. They only got $50 million to work with. They overpaid people. A lot of things were going on, but Roland Martin made these points that was on point. He said that he knows Will Smith, he knows Chris Rock, and he texted him last night. And a lot of people, or a lot of those celebrities, and I don't believe in celebrity worship, ladies and gentlemen. By no means do I believe in celebrity worship. But he said that a lot of the celebrities thought that it was a stage event at first. And according to Roland Martin, when he texted these individuals, he later found out that it wasn't an act. It wasn't a planned act, a rehearsal. It wasn't a production. It was really how Will Smith felt. And I felt in the beginning when Will Smith walked up towards him and slapped him, you could see Will Smith kind of smirk at the end because there was a satisfaction on Will Smith's spirit and on his face, because I think he not only hit, in my opinion, allegedly here, I not only hit Chris Rock because of what Chris Rock had said in his joke. And really, Will Smith was triggered. This is why I'm pointing fingers at Jada Pinkett Smith, because she was the common denominator and why Will Smith did what he did. One, that's his wife. No matter what type of lifestyle they have, whether you agree with their open relationship or the rumors over the years of being swingers. The fact of the matter is that was still his wife. His wife is going through some health issues with her scalp and loss of hair. And we know in the black community that hair is a black woman's crown. Truth be told.
Tell the truth.
Hair has been an issue with black people for years. Our hair, how we look, our eyes, our body, we've been stereotyped throughout the years. And women are very sensitive about their hair, whether it's their natural hair or they're wearing a weave. And we got people on YouTube who will talk about black women wearing their weaves. And I don't think it's manly to be worrying about black women or any women in the way they want to wear their hair or whether they wear weaves or not. If you don't like women who wear weaves, then you just simply don't date women who wear weaves. But black women have been sensitive about this issue. Black women and black men, we can't even go to the workplace without being judged by us wearing locks. Don't use the word dreadlocks because dreadlocks has a negative connotation. Use the word locks. Go do your history, look it up. The word dreadlocks, we should never see. When we see someone who has locks in their hair, don't use the word dread. That was Europeans who used that term to demonize black men and black people who wore their hair in locks to stigmatize the power of the lion. Chris Rock should have known better because he did a movie about black hair. And he knows how sensitive black women are, how black people are about this issue. We had to have laws passed in California and New York to be able to go to work and wear our natural hair. Even in white society, we are judged by our hair. So when he made those statements, Will Smith was laughing in the beginning, which makes you think, okay, man, if you're laughing about it, man, then you ultimately really did think that what he said was funny. But this is what happens. This is why you know that Will Smith does not wear an old school term here. Don't take it wrong, ladies, if you're listening. You can tell that Will Smith does not wear the pants in the family. He does not run that household. Everything he does is a response to how Jada Pinkett feels. She can have her affairs on the side. She can call it an entanglement. And Will Smith can be embarrassed for all in the world. But on this night, last night at the Oscars, when he laughed and he saw that she didn't take it as funny, that's when he went back to his seat and he told Chris Rock, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And I'm going to play the audio, ladies and gentlemen. I know people are in the chat room. I'm going to acknowledge people. I really appreciate everybody that's here. We got Queen I Know I Am. We got T. Kelly in the house. We got Blue Jeans in the house. It's All Hot Air is in the house. Lady 75 is in the house. Is Blessed in the house. Black Anonymous in the house. I'm glad to have a good audience out here. Everybody gets a clap. Great audience. The best audience in the world. We got Keith Weston. Thank you, brother. You've been a big supporter of the channel as everyone else. The Queen is in the house. Forever Lease. Beverly Palmer's in the house. Dominique Jones is in the house. Thank you for being here. Blue Jeans. Thank you, brother. Check out Blue Jeans channel. Check out Blue Jeans and Club Den. They give you a lot of great information on their channel. Queen I Know I Am. I know that the elder has talked about this, and I should have the elder on with me. I keep saying that. I got to get the elder over here as soon as possible. I talked to the elder behind the scenes, Queen I Know I Am. I've helped. A lot of people don't know this, and I wish the elder was here. I have behind the scenes had personal conversation with the elder, and I've helped him with a lot of stuff on YouTube that a lot of people don't know about. And I have a lot of respect for the elder. So peace to him. If he's out there, clap to him. We got Angelique Pop Sims in the house. Anybody that, if I can't pronounce the names correctly, just forgive me. Just forgive me. I mean the best for everyone out there. We got Kujin 87. That's my man, been rocking with me for a long time. Kujin, it's always good to see you over here, brother. I want to see you more over here. I know you're busy, but I want to see you over here more, my brother. And then we got Trap Vision is in the house. Clap to him. And I'm looking at all my stuff over here, and I just want to thank everybody who's come in the house to support this channel. I think Nappy Yankee was in the chat room as well. Peace to him. And I really appreciate everybody out there. So what I want to say is, in the beginning, when all this broke out, Will Smith clearly felt that it was funny. What Chris Rock was saying was making him laugh. And then Jada Pinkett looked over to him, and she wasn't having it. She was not happy with what she heard. It struck a chord in her. And then that's when Will Smith, at that point in time, had to do something in his mind. But the thing that was bad about this, once again, as I'm saying this, is that Will Smith doing what he did, it made Will Smith look bad. It made the other black actors and entertainers there that were winning awards, it really put a stain on them, because nobody is talking about Questlove and his Oscar and what he did in his musical production with the Summer of Soul. Nobody's talking about that, because everybody is including me, we're talking about Will Smith, what Will Smith did. And many years from now, this will stay with Will Smith. You had Denzel Washington, who told him behind the stage, this is when the devil creeps in the hour. Now you can say that, is this celebrity privilege? Is this that he could get away with this because he's a celebrity? Would this look the same? This is my analysis. How bad do people see this Will Smith situation? Because it was Will Smith hitting another black man. And we are culturally conditioned to accept black people hitting and striking other black people. Now, Chris Rock and Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have known each other for a very long time. Let me show you a picture here, like so. You see them together. I think they were hanging out together. There's a lot of pictures, if you look it up on Google, with him and Will hanging out. They've had a relationship over the years. You would think that Will Smith would be able to say, you know what, I'm going to go behind the curtains. I'm going to go behind the blue room, the green room, whatever kind of damn room you want to call it. And I'm going to confront Chris Rock and tell him to apologize to my wife, to go out on stage and tell the world I apologize, or to say something. Or if Will Smith wanted to smack the shit out of him. I told Max on his channel last night, Max World, that he should have went behind closed doors where nobody was looking, no press, and then he could have put a smackdown on Chris Rock if that's what he felt he had to do. I also think that this situation with, I work as a therapist, and I think there is something going on with Will Smith. Remember, Will Smith came out with a book, and it's actually, from what I understand, a pretty damn good book. And in that book, he talked about how his growing up, he saw his mother being abused. And he regrets to this very day that he did not act and do anything as it relates to his mother being abused by the father. And this is about telling the truth and shaming the devil.
Information is power.
And he said that he would never, if he could, he had it in his power, he wouldn't let it happen again. I think him defending Jada Pinkett and being triggered by what Chris Rock said has a lot to do with the deep-seated issues that Will Smith went through growing up. A lot of us thought that Will Smith was just this goofy guy, Bear Lair. Parents just don't understand, right? But a lot of people don't know the backstory behind Will Smith, that he grew up the hard side of the mountain. Will Smith did not have a very easy life growing up, as many of us did not have an easy life. This is no excuse for his behavior, ladies and gentlemen. But what I'm saying to you is that we have been culturally conditioned to see Will Smith as this sort of soft guy, beta male, doesn't stand up, and he's just that really corny rapper from the 90s. And that summertime jam was the jam back in the day. Summer, summer, summertime. That was jamming. That was the beat. That was the song. I was rocking that back in the 90s. I was in my 20s. My hair wasn't gray. My skin was a little bit more smoother, less wrinkles. A lot of us look at Will Smith as sort of that beta male. And then he got with Jada Pinkett, who really, to be honest with you, Jada Pinkett's true love. Let's just keep it 100% factoid here. She was really in love with Tupac. That's the man that she really was in love with when both her and Tupac were in my hometown where I was born, Baltimore, Maryland, Drew Park. What's up to everybody at Drew Park? Drew Hill Park. That's the man who gave the energy that could sort of keep Jada in check. She always loved Tupac. But she married Will because Will probably presented to her the more stable person. See, in a man and a woman's life, there are people that you're really in love with, that you're infatuated with, that you have passion for, that you may want to give it up to. But they really are not marriage material. They're not stable. And then there's the person that you might settle for, who's the one that you perceive as more stable, going places long term, that would be Will Smith. Because we know that Tupac's not here for a variety of reasons. But the fact that Jada has embarrassed this man, which has put his manhood into question, he felt that he had to stand up for his wife, defend her honor as any man should. But I wonder, do you defend your wife's honor in a moment, in an occasion where they're going to be celebrating you? Do you defend your wife's honor over a man telling a joke that everyone knows is a comedian in Chris Rock? Or do you defend your wife's honor when someone puts their physical hands on your wife? Or when someone comes up to you at a Hollywood function, like what happened to Terry Crews? While Terry Crews was at that function, a movie executive put his hands and groped him in his private areas while his wife was watching. Damn it, I'm going to keep it real, just like Tim Black said last night. That would be the time to take your hand and punch the hell out of somebody. That would be the time to go like that show, one of my favorite shows growing up, like Batman, when you go wham, bam, pow, boom, boom, pow, boom, sock 'em, bam. I'm going to knock you out, sucker. In the great words of Chris Tucker, you got knocked the fuck out. As you can see right there, Will Smith wasn't playing. Check this out. Look at the movement here. So Will Smith comes up to him right there, right? Right? Then he puts the hand, he cocks the hand back. Watch that hand cock back. And then as the hand is cocked back, here comes the slap. We're going to say it again. A wham, pow, bam, like Batman. It's a damn shame to see two black men on the largest stage in the world at that time fighting, one black man attacking another black man. See, there's already a rumor right now that if Chris Rock was a white comedian, would Will Smith get up on the stage and do what he did? This is what I want to say to you. We got to stop putting white supremacy and white people's as more important than us. That, oh, if it's a white person, he wouldn't do this. That means we're saying to ourselves psychologically that white people are more important than us as black people, that they are more important than we are, and we are not as important. So therefore, when it comes to white people, you can't touch them. But some of us psychologically have a fear of touching white people because we know that if you put your hands on a white person in Hollywood, there is a price to pay. Will there be a price to pay for Will Smith putting his hands on Chris Tucker? Or will they just see this as the normal garden variety behavior of black people, whether they're rich, poor, or otherwise, that black people are going to still get up, whether they got money? The old saying, you can take the in from the streets, but you can't take the in out of the Negro. When you put him in a tuxedo, you get some money, you get a fancy car. Like it's almost like saying you can put a duck in a tuxedo, but it's still a damn duck. It's still a damn duck. And that's just the truth.
Tell the truth.
I'm not saying that Will Smith is a duck. I'm just saying, did Will Smith channel his inner Philadelphia last night? I want to say this to you. After saying what I just said, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for being here, being a part of this broadcast. We got TNBN in the house. House of Entertainment is in the house. Angela Light over Darkness 33. Check out her channel. Golden Melanin's in the house. T. Kelly's in the house. Deborah Guns is in the house. We got the brother, I'm going to spell out his name, Adoki Odoka. I can never say this brother's name, but he's got the avatar where he's DJing. I appreciate you coming over. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting the channel. We got Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye, you were over in my chat yesterday. Thank you, brother. Let me give you a clap. Thank you. Mind's Eye. I didn't get a chance to shout you out. Mind's Eyes, and I appreciate you. We got my long-standing brother here. That's Earl Owens. Clap to you. And let me put this back on here. So in our world today, ladies and gentlemen, people see black people as animalistic. When one person does something, man or black woman, it's a reflection on black people. It represents black people in our effery. I'm here to tell you right now, every black person listening, every black man in particular, what Will Smith did is an embarrassment for him personally. I'm not saying that a man does not have the right to defend his wife from any man of any color. The question I put on the table for you was what Chris Rock said. Did it warrant him coming on the stage and punching him, or did it warrant him just simply going behind the curtains, looking for him and pulling him aside because they've had a relationship? Chris Rock is not someone that he didn't know, someone that just came out of the goddamn blue and dropped out of the damn sky. He's known of Chris Rock. He knows that Chris Rock does the type of comedy where he goes after people in the audience. Comedians have done this for years. I'm not saying that it made it right for him to start talking about Jada. Now, I don't know if he was necessarily making fun of her medical condition and just the fact that she has a bald head. And in the movie G.I. Jane, which was a terrible movie, by the way, you had a white woman who had her hair bald. But I know that black people, we're very sensitive people when it comes to anything that could make us look bad. I'm just going to tell the truth and shame the devil on this one. I want a vote in the chat room right now. Put a 1 if you agree with Will Smith attacking Chris Rock over the circumstances. Put a 2 if you don't agree. Put a 3 if you're neutral on the whole damn thing, meaning you don't know. You're neutral on it. You just don't know. 1 if you agree with him punching him or slapping him in this case. And 2 if you don't agree with what he did. 3 if you're neutral and you just don't know. I'm going to play the audio portion of this because I don't want to get the copyright strike by playing the video, which I really would rather just show the video. But most of you have seen the video, I'm very sure. But the audio is important because audio, like radio, and my man Joe Madison says this all the time on XM Radio, that radio is the theater of the mind. So I'm going to play this so that you can listen to what was being said. And I want you to think about this. Will Smith was laughing at one point in time. Jada Smith looked at him with a look of disgust and a look of she didn't approve what Chris Rock said. And I want you to give your honest thoughts.
You know who's got the?
I'm gonna move this back. I want y'all to hear this.
You know,
I want y'all to hear this right now, which you could probably hear a little bit of it. Let's hit this right now.
who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Right there. He didn't like that. Well, he started laughing. That's Will laughing.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
He's coming up. He's coming up. He's coming up.
Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to.
That's
okay?
real. That's not an act, folks. He wasn't acting.
Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
All right. So there you have it. You heard the audio. Will Smith was very angry near the end. Once he went on the stage and slapped him. Open hand strike. As you can see here, here's the open hand. I showed that before. That's the open hand. And you can see Chris Rock has a little bit of a smile on his face. And you could tell that Chris Rock knew what was coming to a certain degree. And then bam, here. Let me say this to you, ladies and gentlemen. Was the juice worth the squeeze? Meaning, was it worth ruining a great night that Will Smith was having or would have when he could have simply confronted Chris Rock personally about what he said pertaining to the wife, and maybe they could have had a resolution where Chris Rock could have come out, given a press conference, and apologized for the whole world to know it. This is what I do at work, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm dealing with guys. There's a very simple word, and ask yourself this as well for those of you that are in the chat room. Are you, how can I say this? Are you a responder or a reactor? I say this to guys all the time because I've dealt with guys that have done a lot of horrific crimes you wouldn't believe, and have done things to themselves and other people. A reactor is someone who simply reacts off of emotions. They allow their emotions to overcome them and take them over. I, as a man, over the years that I've been living, I have to keep my emotions in check. We all have to keep our emotions in check because there are certain things that trigger us where we just say, I can't take it anymore. And I think that Will Smith was not only triggered, I don't think he was triggered by what Chris Rock said because he was laughing with Chris Rock at one point in time. I think the trigger for Will Smith was Jada Pinkett, because the minute she had that look on her face of disgust, that's when Will turned into the Incredible Hulk. That's when Will became, keep your effing mouth out of my wife's name out of your mouth, man. And then you saw the emotional Chris Rock, or you saw the emotional Will Smith, crying, which I didn't like. I don't like seeing black men crying on television, but I get why he was crying. He became emotional because he talked about all the bullshit that he had been dealing with in the motion picture industry and trying to get proper pay and money for the two girls who played the Williams sisters in the production of this movie. So he was letting out all this emotion that he had been bottling up. And once again, we don't know these celebrities. We don't know what they really go through. We only know them from what we see of them two-dimensionally on the screen or three-dimensionally when they come on shows. But I want to say to black men again, what Will Smith did last night does not represent all black men in America. Because I heard people getting on social media last night talking about, oh, this is a stain on black men. No, it's not. This is a bad look, whether you agree with it or not. This is a look on Will Smith. This is Will Smith's stuff he's going to have to deal with. This is not indicative of black men. So there's someone out there that's going to say, there's people that are going to say, well, he was offending his wife. Then there are people that are going to turn around and say, this is what black men are about. This is the question I got to ask you. Everybody in that chat. because we can't have it both ways. On the one hand, we have a culture today where our women are saying to us, or black women are saying that they don't feel protected. And I think some of what Will Smith did last night comes out of an ideology that we as black men are hearing a lot from our women. We're hearing it on social media, that is. Because the black women that I'm around, they don't talk like that. Because guess what? They're married. They have husbands. They have children. They're being well taken care of. But still, not to minimize how some black women feel, there are black women that feel they're not getting black man's protection. So on the other hand, Will Smith and any other black man, there's a dichotomy here. We're hearing that our women say that they don't feel protected. And then when we do something that resembles what we feel is protecting them, then on the other hand, there's a price to pay for us engaging in the protection for them, which could be going to jail, which could be being made a pariah on social media or all over the world because you punched a comedian who didn't do anything physical to your wife, but was cracking a joke about G.I. Jane because she has a bald head. But it was a sensitive place and spot for Jada Pinkett. And on top of that, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes with Will Smith and Jada. We don't know if they got bad news that night. We don't know what's happening that could make Will so emotional to the point that he went up on stage and hit another black man. And then you ask yourself, would he do that to a white person? Because we always want to put white people above ourselves, psychologically speaking. The trigger for Will Smith, and I'm giving you my professional opinion here, his trigger, his psychological trigger, is his interdependence on Jada Pinkett Smith as part of his identity. She is running the household. She is dictating the terms. I'm going to give you an example here. When you look at his two children, they have grown up in Hollywood. Then you ask yourself, why is both his children sort of a little unusual in their behavior and demeanor? Then he had his first son, who did not grow up in Hollywood, who has grown up with his first wife. And that son, guess where that son is going? That son got scholarship money. That son is going to medical school. And he's not. And guess what? His oldest son seems to be the most stable of all of his kids. Why? Because his son is not trying to be an actor. His son is not growing up in Hollywood. He's going to college, more stable. There is something going on in his household where Will Smith may have some issues that have him broken inside. And I'm not saying that it's all Jada. I think a lot of this goes back to his childhood and what he went through. That's why I opened up saying we don't know the things that he went through growing up in Philadelphia before he became this corny rapper that we see him as. So I think Will Smith, it's called counter-transference, folks. You project onto others which is in you yourself. You see in other people, and you also blame other people for your shortcomings. Will Smith has brought a lot of baggage with him that he's held inside. So he is not only broken because of issues that he probably hasn't resolved, because he said he grew up seeing his mother abused, and that can be psychologically damaging to you. I don't care how much money you have. And then he has a very overbearing, he has a wife who pretty much is the dominant figure between the two of them. She can embarrass him and bring him on the red table. And I guarantee you she's going to bring Will on the red table to talk about what just happened. I'm going to say it again for the naysayers out there. Every man has the right to defend his wife. If you put your hands on my wife, I'm going to defend. But this was a situation in which Will Smith has a relationship with Chris Rock. So you would think that he could have used another way to deal with Chris Rock privately. And I'm going to say it again. What Will Smith did is not a reflection on all black men. It's a reflection on Will Smith and what's going on with him and Jada's issues and how she feels uncomfortable with what Chris Rock said, that is their issues. That does not reflect all black men, because we live in a society that anytime a black person does something, famous or not, now we say, oh, it's on the whole race. It's bullshit. Another thing, we got to stop putting these celebrities on a pedestal and making them the spokespersons for us, making them the barometer for Black America. A lot of these celebrities, once they get up there in the hierarchy of money and success, they're not identifying with us. They're not in our communities anymore. They're not going through what we go through anymore. They're in a whole different stratosphere. So we need to stop using them, and we got to stop being surprised when they engage in this kind of behavior and be like, oh my God, we got more fish to fry, more important things to worry about. Will Smith's going to be all right. Even if he can't get an acting job in Hollywood tomorrow, the man has made enough money. The man is rich. He could live the rest of his life in luxury and fly off into the sunset. I'm concerned about the brother and sister out there who doesn't have money to pay for the bacon and eggs, or to put the beans in the food on the table because of what's happening, what this damn inflation in this country, or the gas prices. We're the ones affected by that. Will Smith's not affected by that. So I'm not buying in on this. Oh, Will Smith is the victim and all this. No, I'm not buying into that. I will say this, though, in Will Smith's defense, that he does not have people calling up on shows last night talking about, oh, Will Smith should never be allowed at the Oscars again. They might do that to him. But Will Smith doesn't have a track record of behaving like this. This is the first time we've seen Will Smith do something like this. That's why everybody's so shocked by it, because we've seen him as the little cute little parents don't understand rapper, the Bel Air. We see him as sort of this soft guy. I'm going to tell you something else. The fact that Will Smith walked up to Chris Rock and attacked him and turned around and looked back, he did that because he knew that Chris Rock was not going to attack him back. He had no fear of Chris Rock. He felt emboldened to do what he did to Chris Rock. You know why? Because when 50 cents, let's tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Tell the truth.
When 50 Cent had words to say about his wife, Will Smith didn't pull up on him. You didn't see Will Smith pull up on 50 Cent and talk any of this type of talk that he did to Chris Rock.
Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord.
Let me move this up here. I want to play this part of it.
Oh,
so
wow.
he punches him right there.
Wow.
Wow.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
I'm going to, okay? And then he came up and he smacked him, as you can see right there. This is a trip, y'all. This is this is a trip. This is a this is a trip. Crazy. Will Smith never attacked a 50 Cent. Matter of fact, he didn't even attack Eminem, who I don't like. Remember when Eminem did a video because Will Smith said that he is so happy that he could win awards without doing any cussing or any type of stuff in his videos. And then you had that little Al Jolson. That's what he is, an Al Jolson, Eminem. He's wearing blackface without putting blackface on by his hip hop clothing and vernacular that he tries to put down. He said derogatory terms towards Will Smith. I don't remember Will Smith confronting him in any physical manner. I wonder why. Is it because he has the complexion? Is it because Will Smith saw Eminem as having the protection, the complexion for the protection? Because once again, we put white supremacy and white people above ourselves, that they can't be touched. You can't touch them, but it's okay to touch us. You see it here on YouTube when we'll dox each other and we go after each other on YouTube, but we dare not go after the ones that are doing harm to us. I think George Macomb was right when he came on my show yesterday and he said, we keep talking about white people, what white people did to us, but what about black people who are doing things to us, who are smiling in our face, who are destroying and who are being spies, who are being infiltrators to our movements, who have been used as infiltrators? Why do we tolerate the sellouts? Why do we tolerate black people who have no one in mind? I'm gonna say something to you all, and I don't give a damn how anybody feels about this. If we're gonna use the word B1, then B1 represents what? Meaning that you're black first, that you're for your people, you're for the empowerment of your people, the economic empowerment, the social empowerment, the spiritual empowerment, the physical empowerment. So therefore, if you are about that and you want to call yourself B1, then how can you be B1 if you spend most of your time fighting, attacking other black people and then have the audacity to call yourself B1? You can't be B1, because if you're B1, you're for the empowerment of your people, not for the breakdown of your people. That's not being B1. That's not being black empowerment. We got a lot of smoke for each other, but we have very little smoke for those who are impacting us the most, such as white society that has done some oppressive things to us historically, or black people who look just like you, who are doing everything to be to destroy what we're trying to do. They are impediment. Everybody keeps saying that if black people just come together. No, I don't want to come together with all black people. Coming together in unity means coming together with people of like-mindedness. I only want to come together with my people who have the same goals in mind of what I just said to you: the empowerment, the spiritual empowerment, the physical empowerment, the embodiment of it all. I only want to unify with those type of black people. I don't want to unify with all black people, because not all black people have the same mindset in mind for you. That's why these celebrities do not speak for us. They don't not live in our world. At the end of the day, Will Smith is going to recover from this. He'll take some bad press. Maybe he'll do an apology tour. Maybe you'll see him and Chris Rock on a show together. I guarantee it, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee it. I guarantee this. You're going to see Will Smith, Chris Rock, maybe even Jada Pinkett together or on some show. Maybe he'll even come on the red table, and you're going to see Chris Rock and Will Smith in a warm embrace. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to say what I said about you. I know you didn't. And I didn't mean to punch you like I did in front of everybody. It was so embarrassing. I love you, Chris Rock. I love you too, Will. Jada, give me a hug. I love you too. I didn't mean it. I guarantee you're going to see that coming soon. A warm embrace. It's coming to a theater near you. Then people are saying, well, maybe they shouldn't invite Will Smith to the Oscars anymore. Shit, they don't even invite black people half of the time. Look at all the movies that black people have been in that should have been Oscar nominated and never got nominated or never got the Oscar. So the Oscar is white anyway. And that takes me to this other subject matter around, before I open up the panel. Chris Rock was critical of Jada Pinkett Smith around the issue of, remember that campaign of a few years ago? Oscar so white. And Jada Pinkett was very outspoken about it, because I believe that's when Will Smith was in that movie Concussion, or he didn't get a nomination something of that nature, and they decided that they were going to boycott going to the Oscars. And Chris Rock had something to say about that. I think that Chris Rock saying what he said also plays into Will Smith's issues. I think Will Smith not only attacked him because of the joke, but I also believe, and I have this on very good information because this was out there in the back channels among celebrities. If you go back and look at the previous history behind them, Jada Pinkett was not very fond of Chris Rock, and Will Smith was not very fond of Chris Rock saying what he said about them doing what they did in terms of protesting the Oscars. So I think some of him going up there, hitting him on top of as the wife, I think it all came out in the end when the wife looked at Will, which was Will Smith's trigger. It was Jada Pinkett Smith, the entanglement. It is obvious to me that she runs the pants in the family. It is obvious to me that Will Smith did not decide to defend his wife's honor until his wife, look at the video. He did not decide to defend her honor because he was laughing, and she looked at him because she was not only happy about what Chris Rock said, but she was not happy about Will Smith sitting up there laughing too. And once she gave him just that look, just like your mom or your dad gives you a look when you were a kid and you were doing something that you weren't supposed to do, and you knew that if your daddy gave you that look, that mean that was going to be your ass. She's got Will Smith trained. She could just give him a look, and when she gave him that look, that's when he decided to defend her honor. What I'm saying to you, there was a delay in this whole situation, a delay in response. The response from Will Smith came from Jada Pinkett Smith looking at him and giving him the nod, meaning talking with her eyes without talking, like, you better go do something, Negro. And I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. When your black woman is not happy and she gives you that look, okay, there will be hell to pay when you go home. And I bet you, if Will hadn't done anything when she looked at him like that, he would have heard it at home when they got back to the hotel room or back home. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the truth.
Tell the truth.
Let's begin, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put some music on and we're going to get a few people on a panel discussion. And I want to hear your words, your thoughts about everything that's happening. We got Golden Melanin, Lions Den, a.k.a. Trey, is in the house. Dominique Jones is in the house. Queen I Know I Am is in the house. Everybody's here. Deborah Guns is in the house. Angie, Angel, Light Over Darkness 33 is in the house. Keith Weston's in the house. Lady Leg 75 is in the house. Lolo Queen B is in the house. Thank you for being here. Lady Leg 75 is in the house. Everybody... Yvette W is in the house. She says they showed the aftermath, looked like an embarrassment, sacrifice for Holly Weird. I agree with you, sister. HH is in the house. Talking the Wheel is in the house. D for Diamond is in the house. Forever Lisa is in the house. I appreciate everybody that's come over. Red Squad is in the house. Red Squad X. Peace to you, brother. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this, folks. Let's get some folks up here into the, let's talk about this, play a little bit of music, and I'm going to drop a link and let some people come up on stage and let's talk about this for a little while.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel.
I appreciate everybody in the house. We got Red X, Squad X. We got Money Boy Fims in the house. What's up, Money Boy? Carlos T. Welcome. Let me drop those links. Welcome, my man, Lion's Den. Oh, reliable. Dominique Jones. All right. Waiting for folks to come upstairs.
You are listening to Information Now. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel.
All right, folks. Peace.
Tell the truth.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I see we have someone on getting ready to come upstairs with me. So I'm going to pop that on there and bring the sister on up. Don't be shy, everybody. Come on upstairs if you want to talk about this issue. Give your perspective. You might disagree with my take on this. You may agree. It doesn't matter. We want everybody to be heard. So, how you doing, sister?
Hey, how you
Adrian, what's going on?
What's going on with you?
Thank you for coming upstairs and joining. I want to get your, it'd be nice to get a female's perspective. I would like the ladies to come up and join because I want to get a female perspective on this. A lot of guys are talking about this, but I want to get female perspective. I'm glad that you're here and give us your honest thoughts about what happened last night.
Okay, I thought it was embarrassing. I thought it's time and a place. And my fact is, to me, he showed as a man that defended his wife when he went on the stage. I thought he was gonna like whisper something in his ear, but not a punch. Okay. And it to me, it overshadows him winning the Oscars.
Right.
And this what I was just telling my friends this morning. That's what they be saying about black folks. You can't take them nowhere. You in your Sunday best, and you out. You fighting? Are we in the hood?
Right.
It's overshadowed, and to me, Chris Rock showed quite intelligent. I think he was in shock that he got hit. I think he was in shock that this is really happening, and didn't even fight back.
Right, because this is what I think I'm glad did not happen. I think it could have got worse if Chris Rock would have tried to jump up on Will Smith when he walked away from him. And it would have been worse to see two black men of their stature on the floor scuffling with each other.
Yes.
That would have been even more dangerous. And here comes my man, the Lion's Den. Welcome to the broadcast, brother. That would have been the most. You talk about, everybody's talking about this now, but let's just say he did slap Chris Rock. And let's say Chris Rock would have swung back on him or jumped on his back when he was walking away. And now you would have two black men in their damn tuxedos on the ground scuffling. Like this is the dog on the hood. This is the dog on the hood. I'm like, we're in our Sunday's best. And I understand. And I do think that he is really, and when I'm listening to you about his mom and how his that was triggering, but when he seen Jada's face, that's when it triggered him. And I think that to me personally, she had to embarrass him in a sense, just slap out, embarrass him in all different categories. She embarrassed him all through the streets, and people start asking he's a weak man because how she had embarrassed him. And that's one thing. It's one thing. My mom and dad was married almost 52 years, and my mom was going to heaven. This one thing my mom always said, she never fought with my dad in front of his friends. She waited till they got home. It is something time you keep that kind of stuff behind closed doors. And when you
look at Will and people making jokes about him and making fun of him, it feels like he's embarrassed now, and he don't know how to take that emotion out.
Well, let me say this, because I think Dominique Jones said that Will knew that Chris is a friend and knew he could get away with it. But that's just the point, my brother. Good. Thank you for putting it in the chat room. But this is just the point. Because they know each other, and I've showed a picture of them hanging out. They've known each other for years. Why couldn't Will Smith, I know I'm Monday day quarterbacking here, but why couldn't he have just gone behind the scenes?
Thank you.
And talk to him in the green room, pull him to the side, take him to a room quietly and tell him, motherfucker, you wasn't supposed to do that. And, why couldn't he have just went somewhere privately and said, man, why did you do that to my wife? I want you to apologize. I want you to go out on the stage and apologize for that. Why couldn't he just gone behind the scenes and did this if that's supposed to be his friend? And that's why I brought up two things to you today. No matter how people feel about Roland Martin and all that kind of stuff, I was listening to Roland Martin this morning. He said he contacted Denzel Washington last night, Will Smith, Chris Rock. He has all of them on speed dial. And he called certain people that were there last night to say, was it staged? Because I know people want to run with this stage thing. And he said that he found out that they thought it was staged at first. And then they realized when Will had that last little outburst and they looked at him, they realized that it wasn't staged. Let's hear this again. This little part right here, just for the effect of it all. They realized that it wasn't staged right there.
Dude,
Yes.
it was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to. Okay?
All right, stop right there. And Chris Rock said, I'm going to. Why couldn't Will Smith just go on and talk to this man behind the scenes and not put the fight on camera? And if he wanted to fight Chris Rock, he could have went to a secluded place and did the deed privately if he really wanted to go there. And since you're a lady, I got to ask you this question. I'm just all over the place with this right now. Do you think that Jada Smith, and I don't want to, I know that ladies are sensitive when it seems that we as when it comes off that as a black man that I'm not being sensitive to a woman's concerns and issues, right? I'm very concerned and realize the condition that she has. But it seems to me that she is wearing the pants in the family, that Will Smith is neutered, that his masculinity is sort of been neutered to a certain degree because Jada is sort of, it appears to me from the outside looking in, that she's sort of the one that moves that relationship, not Will.
I feel that too. I've been asking that question because it's one thing. It's one thing to have problems in your marriage. Okay.
Yes.
When you put it out there for everybody named Mama to dissect, re-dissect, ask questions, ask him, is he a sent man? Ask him all that. It unmasculate the black man. And people was like, I'm not taking that mess. They call that love. Well, I don't want to be loved like that then, because that means to me he's dealing with a lot. Not only he's dealing with he's dealing with his mother who got beat up, and then he didn't feel like he protected her. Now he got to protect his wife because people are talking about his wife, and they got a marriage problem. And them kids, I feel the same way. Something wrong with them kids. Okay, the other one is normal, and the other two ain't normal. Okay, I've been asking questions.
And the reason why I made that analysis about it is because the older son who he had from his first wife, this young man is going off to college to study medicine, and he's not doing this weird type of stuff. I want to be respectful. I don't want to attack a man's kids, but the older son seems to be, in my opinion, from me looking from the outside in, he seems to be the more stable one because he didn't really grow up that heavily in Hollywood the way his two younger kids appear to me.
And this what I did hear Will say, that he felt like he failed his older son. He didn't spend that much time with him. I think he got a lot of regrets. I think he got a man with a lot of regrets, a lot of emotions, childhood trauma that he ain't dealt with. And then he got a marriage that people looking at like it's something weird about this marriage and the kids. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But when he seen his wife reaction, that's when he got up. And I always say is when you get money, fame, sometimes it's a time and a place for everything. I personally thought he was gonna get on stage and whisper in here and say, "Man, don't say nothing about my wife," okay? But the hit, if it was me and you, you'll be in jail.
Right. There's a certain. I heard a sister last night on Tim Black's show that there's a certain celebrity, celebrity. What do you call it? Privilege here. Yeah. If Will Smith was just some regular brother who walked up on that stage last night, the janitor, something like that, he would have been in handcuffs. And then you got to ask yourself, why didn't the security get up there? Because what I found out yesterday too is that there is a Oscar protocol. And Will Smith broke all the protocols, but there were no security, what have you, up there. Me and you did that, there'd be all kind of security. So there's a little bit of celebrity privilege that goes along with this. But let me read what my man Reese from Philly said. He said, the Red Dragon, $5 super chat. Thank you, my brother. He says,
thank you for the super chat.
He says here, when Will laughed, you could tell he did not really think it was funny. Precisely what I had said too. Jada face just made it worse. He also had an entanglement on the brain. That's the reason why I feel like Jada Pinkett runs the relationship, because very good point, brother. He was laughing with Chris Rock. The minute he looked at his wife and she gave him that look of disgust, that's when all of a sudden he got some testosterone in his system. He started pumping his chest up like a toy, like the muscles. I'm gonna go up there, and he's going up there to attack little Chris Rock, who is a harmless guy. And so to me, it didn't make Will Smith look tough because he attacked Chris Rock, but he didn't have no smoke for 50 cents. Just makes me wonder. We got my man Lions Den on with us. And thank you for the super chat again, my brother. Lions Den, brother, I tried to get in contact with you a while back because I wanted you to come on the platform with me yesterday when I interviewed the vice mayor from Mason, Tennessee. Brother, that was I wish you would have been on a platform for that one. But how are you doing either way? What's your thoughts about the Will Smith situation?
Well, brother, I did try to check it out, your show yesterday. I tried, but unfortunately my phone was acting up, so I didn't get a chance to go on your platform. But as far as this, when I saw last night, and I did I'm not a podcast, but I did a live stream of what happened to what Will Smith did to Chris Rock. To me, brother, it shows you that, on one hand, we as black men, and we already talk about protect black women, but we as black men, when it comes to our wives and girlfriends and everything, we do have to defend them. But on the other hand, it shows you that now it's like, for example, like you said earlier, info, that when Jada Pinkett Smith when she got that roll eyes look, I said, uh-oh. And that's in the back of my mind. When I see that roll eyes look, and Will already madly said, slapping Chris Rock, and then when he went down back to sit with Jada, that's when he said, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. But it showed the testosterone with Will Smith at that time.
Testosterone, that's right. That's what I was trying to say. Go ahead, Lions Den.
Yeah. So when the testosterone, that's when all of a sudden he was like, whoa. But at the end of the day, that like you said, when it comes to 50 Cent, and remember Will Smith, I don't know you know about this, but Will Smith did cuss 50 Cent on Twitter when he said about his wife, when he said about Jada at the time. But but he was hurt and pain because of the embarrassment that Jada put him through. And you remember she was on a Red Table Talk along with Gwyneth Paltrow, talk about their marriage, talk about the bedroom, and it affected him a lot. It really affected him emotionally. So
right, but it also speaks to the fact that Will Smith may be potentially, because I don't know, I can't act like I know what's completely going on with him, but from the outside looking in as a therapist myself, he has unresolved issues. And the way Jada Pinkett has sort of, in a lot of ways, embarrassed him with her antics, which has kind of caused a lot of us to have a lack of respect for Will Smith in the way he has conducted himself as well. I don't ever want to see black people, no matter what level they are. I don't never want to see anything like this. That was the first thing that bothered me about this whole situation. I didn't like seeing a black man punching another black man. Even though a lot of these celebrities are so far removed from our communities and what we really deal with day in and day out at this point in their careers, I still didn't like what it represented. But at the same time, I don't want this to be a blanket indictment on all black people and all black men and black women and what have you. But I do need the ladies in the chat room to tell me if they disagree or agree. Do you think that Jada Pinkett Smith, do you think she is not a good fit for Will Smith going forward? I know that they say that they're going to stick together through thick and thin, and you do want to see black love and all of that, but seeing what has taken place over the last few years with some of her behaviors, and I'm not saying that Will Smith is clean too, because it's obvious that Will Smith has had his indiscretions behind the scene, his affairs. Do the ladies think that Jada runs this household, and Will Smith is simply the breadwinner? He goes out, he makes the movies, but she's really the one running stuff? I don't want to make that indictment and blatantly. I want to get the feedback from the ladies and everyone else. So ladies in the chat room, on the panel, write those opinions in there.
I think she runs the household. I really do.
Okay. Let me read this from my man, Keith. Thank you for that. From Keith Weston. We were over on Tim Black's show last night. He says, masculinity should not become stupidity. There is time and place for everything. Always protect your loved ones, but be smart about the situation. Tell the truth. Thank you there. Thank you for that. Thank you, Brother Keith.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for that statement. And I want to put this on the table too, to the ladies as well. I hear some black women saying that they don't feel protected by black men. That they don't feel that we give you protection. Is what Will Smith did last night, here comes the controversy, is what he did last night your idea of a black man giving you protection, black woman? I need black women to speak. Get on this panel.
I am torn. Okay. In one hand, I say yes, but the 22-year-old, I was like, hell yeah, do that. But the 47-year-old, like my husband, we no, go behind the scenes and have a conversation with him.
I like to say two things.
Go right ahead. Back to the basics. I'm glad you're up here. Let me give you a clap. You've been a big supporter of me over the years. So thank you for coming up. But no, we need to, before I end this stream tonight, I need some more ladies and guys to come on the panel if you would like, because we got to unpack this. Go right ahead. This whole issue about protection, what you see as protection versus what you don't see as protection. Ladies, let me take this off since Lions didn't dropped off for a minute there. Go right ahead. Back to the basics.
I think that he should have left her a while ago. I mean, even after the slap, it seems he started crying. There's a lot of emotion there. He really looked hurt to me. And that's what I saw. And it's just not good. I do believe she does wear the pants. I don't agree with that. I'm a woman. I've been a black woman for almost 36 years. I'm fine with wearing an apron. I don't need to try to do both roles. And really, as a woman, I can't do both roles. So right there, you got an imbalance going on, and it's wholly weird. They both have done some things, so I just don't. I mean, I got it that Jada is his wife.
Yes.
But I just and I like to see strong Black families stay together, but Will needs to take care of himself.
Right. But this is what I'm going to say to you. Sometimes taking care of yourself is getting rid of people in your life that may not or should not be in your life. Now, ladies, you're not going to like what I'm going to say here. Jada may be one of those individuals. I know they say that I know we want to see Black love. I know they said that they're going to stay together through thick and thick. I get it. We don't want to see divorces. But I almost wonder if part of his not going forward, and I'm not trying to, because I don't want this to come out wrong. I'm not trying to say that this is what Black women do to Black men. What I'm saying is there's a possibility that this particular Black woman could be not in the best interest of this particular Black man. I'm not saying all Black women. So before someone tries to indict me and say, oh, information man said, oh, no, I'm talking about this Black woman with this Black man. Maybe because of what they've been going through and they have put their business out in the streets, in the gutters.
I think that, and that too. I mean, I slip up from time to time, but to go into detail about certain things, I don't believe that should be put out there for public consumption, particularly a marriage. I think that's just going, it's going too far.
Let me do this real quick. Let me think. She's on the panel with us right now. Glorianne Murray gave me a super chat. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you for the super
$10 super chat. I really appreciate that. And then we have Lisa Jackson, who gave a super chat. She says this: Jada needs to stop putting her marriage problems out in the public, period. I can agree with that 100%.
Tell the truth.
That's part of the problem. They've got too much of their personal business out in the streets. And I'm not saying that white celebrities and other celebrities and other races don't have their business out there. Certainly it does happen. But over the years, too much of their business has been out in the street for the public consumption, and they got to stop that right there. But I'm asking a very sensitive question here. Could one of his problems, amongst other things in his life that's a problem that he needs to deal with, could his wife actually be a partial impediment to his healing? Could she possibly be? Just as much as we can say that a man who is not good for a woman could be an impediment to that woman.
Yes, I think she's a down. To me, I think she's a downfall for him right now. And I do think about this. He did. If you go back and listen to him when he divorced his first wife, that was painful for him because he wanted that marriage to work. So now he's in a second marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And now he and look at all the problems they're having. And at the end of the day, let's keep it 100. Jada Smith loved Tupac. She ain't never got over it. So he became a second best to her, to the second best to her. And when you put it out there that you love somebody and he did, and how can you come up to the level of Tupac? So
right. She was in love with Tupac. Remember, what was it, last year or 2 years ago? They did an interview with her. Yeah. She was ladies, excuse what I'm about to say here, but she was talking so much about Tupac and her love for Tupac. I think she had an orgasm while she was talking about it. That's what I think. Because she always was in love with Tupac, going all the way back to Baltimore when they both were in the School of Arts in Baltimore. She had a love. And I think, I got to be honest, this is why I said this in the beginning. I'm going to be an honest broker here. I just think there's certain energies, certain masculine energies that women are attracted to. And Tupac gave off those energies that Jada Smith would I know y'all don't like that word submit, but I think she would have submitted, or she would have given him the kind of respect that she doesn't give Will Smith, because Will Smith is, I'm sorry, ladies, he's the nice guy. He's the guy that you marry, that you can have a family with long term. But Tupac is the guy that really does it for some women. In her case, it was Jada.
And so basically that song that I hate, if you can't be with the one you love the one you with. So that's what she done, but she still loved Tupac. And I think it embarrasses Will when she talk about Tupac.
Right.
I'm like, he ain't here. He been gone for years. I'm here.
Right. Deborah Gunn, thank you for the super chat. My sister, thank you. Here's a clap for you as well.
For the super chat.
Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate that. And we got Miss Jams is in the house. She says, information man, I was shocked a few months back when Jada said she was a drug. Yeah. Back in the day, I'm 52. So some of y'all here that are around my age, all of us go way, way back. I remember Jada when because I'm from Baltimore. I got family in Baltimore. I remember when she was in Baltimore before a lot of people knew who she was. Okay, as well as Tupac when Tupac was living in I live in California. Tupac used to live in a little spot in Marin. There was a little project area in Marin, and Marin is considered like a Ritchie area right next to San Francisco, but there was a project area. So Tupac really, before he got into all that rap music, he really wanted to be an actor, a Fezzian, that kind of thing. He wasn't really moving around with this thug talk. A lot of us, we look at him based on the whole thug life persona that he had. But really, Tupac was an intelligent brother who went to school for the arts and things. And then he started to evolve into that. Remember, he was in a group in Oakland called the Digital Underground. For a lot of y'all, I knew who he was. And for a lot of people didn't know who he was. Because Digital Underground was really known in Oakland before they got nationally known. And you could see Tupac and these folks walking around the streets of Oakland.
Yep.
I go on. I continue on with that, but let me thank everyone that's here today. I know if you're at work, home, wherever you are, thank you for being here. Let me bring this other person on here to see what they would like to say.
Is it okay if I can say one thing?
No. You got to say something. Not one thing. Say something. Go ahead, sister.
From my experiences with Black men, I've had one bad experience. And I don't let that overshadow all the good experiences that I've had over the years. I'll be 36 soon, and I've been protected by Black men just about all of my life, starting with my dad and moving on to my my uncles, my cousins, and my younger brother.
Yes.
So I did want to answer that question that you had said before.
Okay.
Now I know not everyone might not have the same experience as I do. But yeah, I see it every day here in Tennessee. I sometimes, but I know people, they don't, I like to ask people permission if I can film them. But yeah, I see a lot of Black fathers with their kids out over here, and I'll just sit and I'll watch at times just to watch the interaction between them and their kids.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful thing.
Wow.
Very attentive.
Thank you for the things that you've said. Let me say this. I want to call out a few ladies that are in the chat room. We got Golden Melanin. We got Sister Brown is in the house. We got Deborah Gunn, who gave me the super chat. Thank you. We got Dominique Jones in the house. The Queen's here. We've got a sister by the name of Tracy, who's in the chat room. Thank you for coming over. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And everybody, do me the biggest favor so that more people can see this video. You know how YouTube likes to shadow ban channels like this. Share this in your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter, wherever you have social media, because I really appreciate that. And then there was somebody else I wanted, Earl Owens, Lolo Queen B is in the house. Thank you for being here, sister. I want to give everybody much respect. Of course, we've got my sister, Queen I Know I Am. She's a mod over in the Elders channel. Check the Elder out. He puts it down. I'm pretty sure he's done a story about this as well. We got Forever Lisa. She says, I believe if you are married or in a relationship, you should not be talking about your ex. I agree with that. That's a red flag, in my opinion. Okay. we got Glory. I'm gonna come to you in a moment, sir. We got Glorion Murray on board with us. Let's hear your thoughts about this situation and maybe an answer to the question that I had put out there.
Hey, information man, and hey,
how you doing? Mm-hmm.
Okay. First of all, I want to say that before I get on the Will and Jada saga, because I call them a saga. No tea, no shade.
Right.
I don't want us to overlook the fact that that first of all, there is a strong disconnect between the Black woman and the Black man. And I want us to work on, as society as a whole, I want us to work on getting back to loving each other. That's my first primary goal. Let's not forget about that problem that we have amongst ourselves between the love between the Black man and the Black woman. I don't ever want us to forget that, because there's too much going on, that there's so much hatred between us, and we let other things come in the middle of that, where we don't focus on even the brotherly and sisterly love between the Black man and the Black woman. Got to start there first. Jada, I mean, I never really, like, I'm sorry, I'm one of those people, I get the unpopular opinion. I never liked their relationship. I never liked how they started, because let's be honest, Jada did break up Will and Sherry's first marriage.
Right. And that was a very hard marriage for him as well. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. She came in, she knew he was still married. She came into that and broke up Will's first marriage. I hate to say that. I hate to give the unpopular opinion, but that's what happened. So now we have this situation here where I'm not going to beat up on Will about what he did and whatever. I'm not going to do that. He felt that he did what he needed to do and had to do at that particular moment. Mm-hmm. Could he have made a better decision of going up there or saying to Chris, listen, I don't like that statement. Don't make that statement as a way for you to have a comedic moment at the wrong time, you know. But at the end of the day, Will Smith felt that he needed to protect Jada, and he did what he did. So I'm not gonna jump on the bandwagon of, oh, look at what Will did and he didn't have to smack him or whatever. He did what he felt he needed to do at that moment. So I'm not going to be the one to hammer that.
Do you agree? This Sister Brown Barnett, she said here, I don't see talking about a Black woman with an illness is acceptable. How is that comedy? No, I don't. I want to let the sister know right now, I don't agree with talking to anyone who has a sickness. However, let me just ask this question for the sake of the conversation. Did Will crack the joke because he was making fun of her medical condition, or was he cracking the joke because he was talking about the G.I. Jane who had shaved head and her hair? Did he do it because of her condition, or was it focusing more on she could play in the next? Which I don't think he should have went there with that type of joke. I'm just asking the question.
Chris knew what he was saying when he said it.
Right.
He was trying to make a comedic connection between what was going on with Jada Pinkett.
Yes.
And trying to be funny with it. Mm-hmm. When Chris was like, "Oh, I was just saying," no, Chris, you knew exactly what you was doing,
and he knew better too, because he did a movie about black hair. He don't have no excuse, because he did a movie about black hair and black people. So
exactly
about this. That's that.
I explained that too. Yeah, exactly. He did a movie, and we know as a culture. See, what happened is.
He tried to throw a shot, but he didn't want to make it like he threw a shot, and he knew the type of shot that he was throwing. And when he got that smack from Will, now he tried to justify it as, oh, I was just making a joke. No, sometimes you got to be careful about the jokes that you make. That was a poor joke and poor taste at the wrong time. So
let me say what's up and peace to the lady Hustle here. Wally Hustle, he could have explained to Chris why that comment was touchy. Chris may not have known her condition. Now, that's what I wanted to say. It was reported. I don't know if it's true or not. You know, these celebrities can lie about all kind of stuff, but it's reported now that Chris Rock says that he was not aware of her condition. And if he was not aware of that, then you can make an argument that he didn't make the joke to put down her medical condition. But let me just say this.
Let me ask this. Do we believe that Chris didn't know about her condition?
I don't believe it. And the reason why I don't believe it is because him and Will Smith have been friends and he's been around them. So I don't believe that. And she has already publicly said this is the condition that she has. And I find it very hard that he didn't know that. So I agree with you. I also agree, ladies and gentlemen, that he made a movie, and we in the Black community understand that things like hair is very, very sensitive in our community, and hair is a very sensitive issue to Black women as well as Black men. And we know where this comes out of. It comes out of those caricatures and the stereotypes, the way they depicted us in this country. And it creates low self-esteem. It creates looking at yourself as, am I good enough? Do I have the beauty? Because in America, they have put white beauty standards, blonde hair, blue eyes, fair skin, has been put to the top of the ladder on a pedestal. It has been that way for a long time. I remember growing up as a kid, you didn't see Black women on fashion magazines. Why the hell you think we got an Essence magazine?
Thank you.
I'm not too crazy about Essence now, but in the past, that's what it was. It was for Black people to see themselves in a beautiful way. That's why we had Black magazines in the first place. And let me say peace to Raw B Privilege is in the house. There's another sister that's in here who I saw, Mrs. Mutual-ish is in the house. Thank you for being here. If I'm saying names correct, excuse me if I'm not. Thank you for coming over, my sister. Raw B, thank you for coming over. Chris Rock handled that well. Okay. Okay. Now we have another guest on the panel. Give us your name and let us know what your thoughts are about this issue.
You was referring to me, right?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I was just making sure you was talking to me, but
yeah. Because you hadn't had a chance to talk yet, and you're new to the panel. How you doing, by the way, brother?
I'm doing good. It's good to hear you guys talk about this. I'm new to the panel. Like I just discovered it right now. Actually, I was just.
Oh, okay. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. I was just roaming around, kind of seeing who was talking about it, and I kind of stumbled on yours. And,
thank you.
Yeah, it's he got a pretty good channel. And I think, man, he just overreacted so bad in this situation. Like I don't buy the idea that basically he was being insensitive. Chris Rock just knew she had a condition or something like that. Like alopecia is just simply hair loss. They only say alopecia for women because they don't really like to talk about the baldness in male on
alopecia.
Like
that's right.
Yeah. Like guys get hair loss too. Like we don't know if she has an illness. We don't know any of that. She never came public with it. Now it could be a case where she probably does have an illness.
Right. Let me correct you on something though, my brother. When I did some research on this, I do believe Jada Smith presented a picture where there's a picture of her online. If anybody can find that, and I thought about showing that picture. I didn't put it in my system, but there's a picture of her where she has her head slanted down. It's bald, and she's showing you where it kind of started from, because your hairline will start to recede, right? And so I think she did come out let me just do this. Let's do a survey right now. Let's just get this right. Did Jada Pinkett Smith, did she come out publicly at some point in time, publicly through social media, whatever she used, and tell people that she had this condition? If she did, put a 1 in the chat room, and those in the panel say yes or no.
Information man, I got something to say.
Yes.
I suffer from the same thing. Okay. I shave my hair myself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my son does it. Okay. I wear wigs and wigs. Okay. It's a real thing. And it have messed with my self-esteem myself. So I understand. And this one make me mad about Chris Rock. If you do a movie about black hair and you know it's an issue for black women, you gonna get on stage and talk about the man's wife, about the hair. Come on now. Come on now. You being a little insensitive.
Okay, so now the vote has come in. We've got let me see. We've got Jackie's come in. She says 1. Taking the wheel says 1. Black Wolf 420. What's going on, Black Wolf, from coming in? Got a gaming channel. Let me see. Layla T says 1. Black Anonymous says 1. Blessing says 1. Forever Lisa says 1. Lolo Queen B says 1. Tracy says 1. Mature says 1. Keith Weston says facts. Everybody seems to be saying she could have lupus. Now Miss Jammin says she could have lupus too. It could be a variety of things going on with her. And we got Melanin. She says at the wrong time because it was doing an important event, and the wrong time because the breaking point was at a breaking point. Yeah, I agree with that. But it looks like everybody is saying that they've heard that. They've heard her come out. So that's not true. The brother's not here. I guess he had to drop off. It's not true. She made it very public. I knew that she made it very public as well. Let me drop another link in there if anybody wants to come up and join the panel. Am I scratching at straws? Is it? Am I wrong? Maybe let's switch it this way. Maybe Jada is not having an effect on Will. Maybe because, like someone said, she could have lupus. Maybe there's something else going on that we don't know about, and it's having an effect on Will. Because when he gave that speech up there last night, those tears were real. That wasn't phony. And you could tell he had a lot of stress on him over being in Hollywood. You know, Hollywood to Hollyweird. The movie that he produced, or that he was involved in the production of the Williams sisters. All of that came out last night on top of the Chris Rock situation. Could they have gotten some bad news, something that also was bothering him? I don't know, because he was laughing before Jada looked at him. What's going on there? 1 minute he's laughing with Chris Rock. The next minute he's gets the nod from his wife, and he says, I'm going to go up there and put hands on Chris Rock.
She gave him that look.
Because we know how a black household is. When you go home, there's going to be hell to pay. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
I do believe that a man should defend his wife. But I want you all to do some research on this before I bring Youssef or Ratchet today. I'm going to bring him on. I want y'all to do the research, because ever since Jada and Will protest the Oscars of some years ago, a few years back, it was Chris Rock that came out and had something smart to say about that. So I think, like I said earlier, him putting hands on Chris Rock not only had to do with his wife, but also there might have been some pinned up frustration over Chris Rock statements about them protesting the Oscars of some years ago. I want to know if people believe that to be true or not. Go back to social media, check out your timeline. You will probably find some of this stuff. Let me bring a few people up on the panel that are here. All right. We got Raw Breed Privilege in the house. We got the Yusef Ratchet today. Welcome to the panel. Welcome.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Hi, how are you?
All right. Now, last night, I'm doing fine. Good to see you and hear you. Last night, I went over to Brother Yusef's channel and we played video of the footage live on his channel. From people felt that Chris Rock and, got what he deserved, running his mouth and such. But I had time to look back and assess this. And I'm going to continue to say what I said on your channel last night, brother. I still don't like to see black people, black men in particular, or black women fighting each other. I do believe he should defend his wife. But I think the thing that's missing in the ingredients here is that these guys are actually friends. So therefore, the question I put on the table is, why couldn't he have just taken Chris Rock in the back and handled business outside of the cameras?
Because if you publicly disrespect somebody, they got all rights to publicly disrespect you back.
Let them know you get it where you give it. That's like a child with an ass whooping. That's the issue with some of these grown men. They never got, or they got it too much, and for all the wrong reasons. It's a lot. But first of all, hello. And
hello, brother. Yeah.
Yes. It was good last night, and I still feel the same way I felt, but I also see what everybody's saying. Like I can see everybody's part, and everybody can be right and take the parts that apply and still see that, all of these are messages that are to the black community. Right. All of it. Protect black women. That's the message. Watch how you act, your decorum, how you handle yourself, your image. All of these messages is being out there, how to better ways to conflict resolution. All of these things are now being brought to the forefront and highlighted as issues in our community. So that's what people need to pay attention to and get in where they fix in. You feel me? And at the end of the day, that's two grown men who made a decision, did their own thing, and they handled it the way that they handled it. But because I don't see this type of concern and this level of assessment and analysis when it's a real issue, seriously, like black on black crime, when somebody is killing each other or when somebody kills us or all of that. It's like all of this analytical thought and all this critical thinking is nowhere to be found when this is what we need to forge our way back in our rightful place in society in this world where we're the originals.
Well, the truth of the matter, brother, is that when we, and Raw B can tell you this, when we attempt to do live streams and shows where we examine the issues like you just brought up as it relates to black people, and we try to get to solutions, you get little to very, you get very, you get very,
for the right reason. I'm sorry.
Right. But no, what I'm trying to say is, and I'm not saying this to say that we should stop doing this kind of content, but it's a damn shame when some of our people won't come over and support content where we try to give that critical analysis. Raw B, when she first started, she was giving these type of shows and you get little to very little support.
I deal with it all the time.
Right.
I talk about all that stuff that I'm not even interested in. But
and it doesn't mean that you don't do the content, but a lot of our people, I want to be proper here. I don't want to disrespect anybody. Some of our people do not want to deal with that type of reality of examining and looking at ourselves. That's why when my brother George Macom came on my show yesterday and he said that we spend all our time talking about white supremacy, but we got some Negroes running around here who are doing this, who are white supremacy in blackface.
Amen. And it's no holds barred no more. And so Will Smith just peeled back the mask real quick to show you, because this the thing, you get it where you give it. If you go and try to embarrass my wife, and you did that documentary about black hair, you know that a lot of black women are suffering with those different types of things with their hair and identity. And so you go and try to prey on that and come back on here. Oh, well, he socked you on the face. He only did it live because you did it live.
I hear you. Let me read this super chat here from Black Wolf 420. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. He says, I see okay move on laugh. Then he looked over and sees his wife embarrassment. Rock has to told a lot of jokes about Jada even before the affair. So this Black Wolf is saying that Chris Rock has possibly told other jokes about his wife prior to this. This is why I was saying earlier that there's something going on here with Chris Rock and Will Smith, because like I said, he was very critical of them when they boycotted Oscar So White. Remember that slogan? Oscar So White.
But that's the thing. You're calling it out as you speak, bro.
I'm just bringing this up because I think everybody, we need to hear the whole story here, because I don't think that Chris Rock is, and a lot of people are not going to say this, Chris Rock is not that innocent in this as well.
Right, because this is the thing. He's supposed to be Will Smith's friend.
Exactly.
So if you're supposed to be my friend and you know that my wife is going through a thing, or you see her without her hair, to sit there and make a joke and call her G.I. Jane is ridiculous.
Exactly.
A live for an audience full of whites who like to make fun of y'all all the time. Just
exactly.
Okay, then.
And that's why I said in the beginning, I'm not jumping on that bandwagon of Will shouldn't have done that. I'm like, well, Chris knew what he was saying when he said it. So don't play innocent after you received the slap. You know what you knew what you meant when you was like, Jada can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. You knew what you were saying when you said it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
This is also the thing. Everybody keeps talking about Will Smith laughing first and then smacking the dog fart out of Chris Rock, right? But Chris Rock is kind of funny. And when you listen to the joke, as a joke on its own, it's kind of a little bit funny. And then there's that groupthink thing. Everybody else is laughing, so you laugh along with them.
Okay.
But if you look at his face wasn't a jovial one. It was kind of like a ha ha ha. And then,
jokes on black woman again.
Right. He probably seen Jada. She probably was a little teary in the eye. And on top of that, Will Smith has been taking a lot of hits. He's been taking a lot of L's. And he's been sitting there silent. And it's a juxtaposition for him because he has a good guy image. This is the first time we'd ever seen Will Smith be the bad guy. But baby, he did it with a bang because he smacked the dog fart out of Chris Rock, then turned around and adjusted his jacket and kept it walking to his seat. He's tired of people talking about his wife, and a lot of people need to stay out the business. But this is Jada's fault because Jada brought all their business to the red table, and black need to learn how to set that up.
And that is definitely a problem here. Let me read this by Sister Brown. She said, Jada has always had hair. Why wasn't that a red flag for Chris that something was up? Let me put this on the table for everybody to eat on. What do you say to people? Because they're already out there saying this. Oh, come on. He's a comedian. Everybody knows he's a comedian. Comedians will sometimes talk to people in the audience and talk about you. If you go to a show, that's why they always tell you don't sit in the front seat because the comedian's going to talk about you. How do you feel about that? Because people are going to use that narrative that he's a comedian. Come on, folks. You're uptight.
Fuck all that. They be playing info, man.
Use your comedian stance at the appropriate time. Don't use your comedic stance in front of a bunch of white folks that is going to laugh at what you say, but know what you're saying and know the meaning behind what you're saying. Like you can't always use that excuse to get away with what you're saying. Because you know what you're saying, how you saying that, and you know what you're saying at its appropriate time. And that was not the appropriate time to make fun of Jada's hair situation like that.
It's more butts to jokes than just black women.
Look at her reaction too, and then if you look at her reaction, and when she's shaking her head and she rolling her head, she mad. She's mad.
Right. And like I said before, Will Smith, I'm just going to keep it 100% real. This is cultural because I know I've been married before. No black man, when your wife is not happy, you're going to have hell to pay when you go home. That's not going to be a good household. I'm sorry. It's the truth.
Embarrassment and a level of shame and a level of humiliation that goes into this jokes. And that's not just some gray area that you can just keep dumping off on black people. Everybody can be the butt of the joke.
She looks good though. She looks good without her hair. So there's that as well.
Yeah, she still looks good, as you can see on these pictures that I've got up here. She still looks good with her, even with her hair shaved. But this is the thing, Raw B, and we've been talking about this prior to you coming up on the panel. Given you know some of Will Smith's history. It's a lot about Will Smith that we don't know about. Will Smith we know him as this image of this parents just don't understand. But he grew up in Philadelphia. His mother was being abused. He's come out with a book where he talked about how growing up seeing his mother abused, that he's angry at himself for never doing anything to protect his mother during that time. He's had some bad experiences growing up in his life in Philadelphia, where he grew up at. And so we're used to seeing this friendly, nice guy, Will Smith. And of course, Jada Pinkett has done things to embarrass him, confessing her love for Tupac and all of that sort of things. I don't want to go over everything all over again, but I feel that the man inside deeply, there is something broken there. And I also feel like when you got something wrong with you, you got to take inventory, and you might need to remove things out of your life that could be a detriment to you. This is the question I had asked everyone else. Do you think that Jada Pinkett is one of those individuals, his wife, that could be a detriment to him emotionally and mentally, emotionally, the whole nine thing, and spiritually? And that even though they talk about confessing to stay together forever and they have this open relationship, at least that's what the media tells us, because we don't really know. But I've heard rumors from people that I know that they're in Hollywood that they do have gotten into swinging and stuff in the past, allegedly. Do you think that he needs to take inventory, that he may need to get this woman out of his life? I know that's a harsh thing to say.
You know what? That's when we talk about sexual addiction. He does need to get rid of her, but if she's giving him what he wants, how he wants it, is he thinking with the right mindset?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Will Smith was kind of considered a lame.
Right.
You know, he's cool now because of her. And that's one thing that I've noticed with a lot of men when it comes down to, you know, getting that fire box. Once they get that fire box, they ain't trying to let that go, toxic or not.
Okay.
Yep. And just to pick it back off of that, I mean, at one point, and you mentioned this, I think you mentioned this earlier, Information Man.
Mm-hmm.
They were the picture of Black love. They were the picture of the Black phenomenal couple. And now, years later down the line, look at where we at now. So it's like you went from that image to now all kinds of ugliness coming out about their family, about their household. I mean,
is this the image that they want Black love to look like, though? Do they want everybody that is thinking about Black family goals to be thinking about swinging and open relationships, further tearing down the Black family? Get into it.
Right, because
who's to say that he's right for her? Who's to say that he doesn't trigger her emotionally and mentally and spiritually in a negative way, and that they're doing that to each other? Because they're married. That's a very good
point. That's a very good point, because they may not be a good match for each other, which is why it appears that Jada is always talking about other men that have been in her life.
But they found a way to make it work, though. Wait
a minute, though, Yusef. How do we know that it's really working when we keep seeing things being spilled out in their relationship, my brother?
But it's not working. It's not working.
It's not working.
It's not working. Because she wants somebody that has a different skill set. She wants somebody that has a kind of alpha personality.
Yes,
and that's probably
that was Tupac.
Yes, and that's what that look was about. Like, oh, see, you letting them embarrass me again. They probably have had this argument over and over for years. And even look at August Alsina. August Alsina is kind of alpha too.
You know what? What you just said. What you said.
That was a thing that a man needs to control his anger, and nothing ratchet to see here, in my opinion.
What you're saying, though, Raw B, is real, because a woman doesn't give a man a look like that. That's a look of here I am being embarrassed and you're not doing anything about it. I got to look at you kind of look.
Yes.
that's what that looks like to me. That Will Smith has not stepped up, and this time around he
did. So
he stepped up. Him? But wait a minute. Let me this is the angle I'm coming at. This is what's weird about this, everybody. He decided to step up at a time when the man was going to be rewarded for his hard work in the motion picture business. I wish, this is just my opinion about it. I just think the timing of this whole situation was bad on a night when you had a night that should have been a great night for Will Smith, that everyone would be talking about that and not talking about this. And that's what sort of like, for it to have to come at a time, for him to step up at a time when it should have been a night of celebration and not drama. And I'm actually glad that it didn't get to the point where they were scuffling on the goddamn floor with their tuxedos on.
But then we gotta look at Chris Rock again. You know your homeboy is just getting ready to get this award. Mm-hmm. Why would you make a remark like that to trigger him? You know?
True.
But
y'all right.
If you go back to the red table talk, Jada Pinkett said she will never get divorced. So, I mean, to me, they're holding on to that marriage because they got a public image. They're holding on to that marriage because Will already had one failed marriage. Jada ain't never been married. This is Will's second marriage. So I think the thing. I think
that Jada broke up, but okay.
Yes.
This is the thing. She's a whore. I mean, we like Jada's acting, but let's be real, Frank. She's a whore. She stepped out on her marriage numerous times, and I think it forced Will to make their marriage be an open one.
Okay.
And he's a whore too, though. It's been rumored that he's even been sleeping with women and men.
Yeah, let's keep it real here. Will Smith has a history of doing stuff too. It just hasn't come out as public as Jada. But two wrongs don't make a right. They both are wrong, and that's why I think personally they may not be, as you said, a good fit for each other. But I want everybody to touch on the question that Layla just put out here. Did he keep that same energy for August?
August was a young kid.
August Alsina would have whooped that behind to the floor.
Because August was supposed to be a friend of his son, and now you got the friend of the son getting in the cookies of your wife. I got a problem with that, ladies and gentlemen. That's when you need to be punching somebody and knocking somebody out and all that kind of stuff. That's when you need to be doing that type of stuff. Pow!
But I want to know where August.
Bam.
I want to know where. Go ahead, Yusuf.
It's like the whole thing about like this. The thing. Let's just say hypothetically, a man and a woman, right? The woman is feeling embarrassed or whatever. She gives her man that look. The man gets up and do something about it, put it all on the line. Still was the winner of the night, and so now the woman feels validated that her man is going to protect her. And so that's just putting it into perspective. I'm just saying, like at the end of the day, he made her feel better about it.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Where's August Alsina's mother? Because August Alsina's mother should have been on top of Jada too. Why are you sleeping with my son?
I would if that was Augustine. I sure would be over them knocking the hell out of her ass.
Right. But do you need mamas now getting involved in grown men's sexual business though?
But see, why is it okay for the mama to go and check another beat, but the dude can't go check another man?
I never said that. I never said that.
August's mom would have. So why wouldn't Will for his wife?
Oh no, I think that
No. We're not talking. We're not saying that he should not check. It's just that now somebody said behind the scenes there was a young lady here. Let me put this right here. She says straight from comment section. Chris Rock embarrassed in public and handled it. I'm public. This young lady right here says something about that he did deal with August, but it was behind the scenes. I don't remember hearing that, but anything's possible. But my thing is, at the end of the day, a man is on a stage. He cracks a joke. It's not a great joke. Chris Rock should have known better. They're friends. But then you got the young man who's a friend of your son who's getting up in your woman's cookies. Your woman is dragging you in the damn media with all this stuff on the red table. And I'm going to say it again, damn it. If that had been me and my woman, somebody's getting punched, somebody's getting knocked out. Bam!
That was
like Batman.
Well, maybe that smack that Chris received, that was a warning
was
shot.
for him.
Anybody can get it at any time.
But that's
Don't
different
play with
too.
me like that. You see what I just did to
Because
Chris?
they
I can do it
that's
to
true.
anybody.
That's true.
essentially
Let me put that picture up.
they pretty much fostered August Alsina, so that's different when the foster child in the house. That's like family drama. Like that's like if you catch two cousins kissing, you keep them away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Right. August was part of the family. August was
Exactly.
part of the family.
That was
But that makes it worse, though, doesn't it?
No, but
because he was
still
part of the
looked at
family.
himself as his son, though, because he still was disappointed in him and hated that little boy for that. But he remembered that he was a child in his mind compared to him, a grown ass man, 40 something.
Right.
At
And
the
Chris
time.
Rock, and if you really pay attention to Chris Rock and his interactions with other comedians, a lot of people don't really like him. He has a very disgusting mouth. He's very sarcastic. But I give him his props. He handled it well because he turned that into a win for him. I bet you see him in a lot of movies coming up, and I bet you see him making a whole bunch of money. Because what did he say? Oh, this is the greatest night in television history. And it was. 7 million people viewed that clip within an hour. And look at how
I know Chris's job. I know Chris's job today was hurt. Like, okay, did it have to be that great though? Damn, my jaw is hurting.
Right.
Damn.
Was it worth it? I shouldn't have said that. I bet you he'll think twice again next time you want to shade black women.
Look at this picture. Look at how Will got that. He pimps. He slapped him like a pimp. Look at his. He got an open hand, and you got look at the look. This is what makes people think this is staged. Look at Chris Rock with that smile on his face.
Because he's a grinning coon. He always got that coon grin on, and he used to get his crap.
Wow, man. I say wow. This whole thing is crazy. Yusef, I appreciate you coming on, man. I had time today. I don't normally go live on Mondays. I'm off on Mondays, but I have other things I have to do. But I really appreciate everybody coming over today. With the time that we still have left, and take care, brother. I'm gonna clap to you.
Hey,
Andrea, what's going on?
How you doing?
Information, man. I'm getting ready to drop down as well, sweetie.
All right. If anybody want to give some more analysis to this, go right ahead. Black Wolf says this. Listen, I don't care if my wife told me the world she had 5 men. If I still love her and another man hurts her in any way, I'm going on site. Okay.
So information. I have a question for you because this me and my son just had a debate this morning about this. Okay, so if this is the real world, okay, and he's somebody respecting his girls get disrespected, and he's out in the world, and a black man disrespecting his girl, they don't fight with fists anymore. They fight with guns and bullets. So I am telling my son I want you to come home. I don't want you to die. Men have died. Men have went to prison because they have tried to protect their woman and they ended up killing somebody. It went too far. So I'm just saying is sometimes we need to think about what are we doing and have the intelligence to like this ain't worth it.
Right, but I want y'all to look at it this way too. This one can definitely be controversial. What would be your thoughts if it was your family member? If it was someone making a joke about your family member, right? How would you react?
Now, if it's my mama, it's on site.
On site.
If it's my mama, it's on site.
It's on site. That's right.
Because mama is so special. If it's my brother and daddy, I might go behind scenes and say something. But if my mama is on site, I'm just 100.
Okay.
I don't know. To me, like how I said, I think if everything else wasn't going on, that joke wouldn't have been that serious for Will. Because at the end of the day, in Hollywood, they have those roasts as well. Everybody's always getting together. They're roasting each other down. They're saying the best jokes ever, or, the worst jokes ever about each other. It's par for the course when you're a public figure. I think that not only, Is it that the timing was off because of what's going on in their lives? Jada and Will probably got into a fight on their way to the Oscars because she was not down with the Oscars before. She probably didn't even want him to accept that award in the first place. I think maybe Chris Rock and Will Smith are not as good friends as everybody thinks. And
Very good point.
yeah, and since y'all are saying that Will Smith cheats, maybe Will Smith knocked off one of Chris Rock's little shorties, and that was his catch bag. It's possible.
All right. What's going on, Brother Toppin Jr.? Damn, it's good to see you over here, man. Man, where you been? I see you on Instagram, and I know you be over there with Pharaoh Says That. I love Pharaoh Says That from Chicago. Brother says here, Will Smith set a great example for black men. Ain't no way this was staged. Not to mention, he told him, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. All right, brother. Good to see you over here. And let me just say peace to Be The Difference Clothing. Good to see you over here, sister. Good to see you over here. Thank you for coming over. The time that we have left.
I have a question.
Man. I wish this wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I wish this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it really is unfortunate. But my question was, I just don't believe in an open marriage because to me, marriage is something where, it's sacred. It's vows, stated before the Most High, and people are committed and faithful to each other. I just never did understand that term, open marriage. I never did.
Basically, you can see other people and I can do my thing. I think
well, in that case, I can be single and do my own thing.
What's the sense of being married?
Exactly.
And then being open. I guess people want the security of what marriage brings them while being able to do their deeds outside of that marriage and have your partner give you the okay for that. Now you don't feel like you're cheating. You got to sneak around and hide numbers because your partner knows what you're doing. So now you feel more comfortable to do what it is that you do. And when you saw when he was on the red table with Jada, when she was talking about her entanglement, right? She kind of made mention that he had been doing his thing too. And remember, Will said on that red table, I'm going to get you back for this. Now, what does that get you back?
So basically, okay, but at the end of the day,
but why be married?
Right? Why get married?
Therapist to sit down and talk to them because she had any therapist would tell them it was not okay that she go tell everybody that she had an entanglement with her son's friend. No. How you think that the son feel and the daddy feel? Embarrassing.
So right, if you're saying that and you're coming out publicly about it, because I think that they came out publicly, you know how these celebrities are. If they come out publicly, they can control the media now.
He came out publicly because August Alsina busted them out.
Busted them out, right? So I thought my impression is that Will was not aware that he was messing around with her. That was a shock for him.
It was shocking. That's what I felt too.
I'm gonna be honest with you, ladies, and the ladies in the chat room, and the guys. Y'all know damn well if Will Smith was coming out and telling Jada, I had an entanglement, come to my red table or my black table. Y'all know y'all would run Will Smith out of town for coming out and embarrassing Jada.
But nobody don't say nothing about her embarrassing him.
But right. And I know that there's people that will defend Jada because they see it from that perspective. But this is not, for so long they've been saying that Jada Smith are the epitome of a long time marriage in Hollywood. I don't think that they are a good representation for black love. Black love is not supposed to be putting business out in the street. Black love is not supposed to be having these outside affairs. That's not black love. So what happens is that the larger society, when they present black people as a couple that they want to put to the forefront, it's always a dysfunctional relationship that they put to the forefront. You know that Denzel Washington is married, but they don't really celebrate his marriage to his wife that he's been with for a long time. And maybe Denzel, and I've heard these rumors that Denzel's done his things in the past, but you don't see it being guttered in the media because they pretty much keep a private life. But they prop up the Will Smiths and the Jada Pinketts of the world when their whole situation is a dysfunction that is displayed for the whole world to see.
Okay, and then that what they say is, oh, Will love Jada because she stayed with him. No, that's dysfunctional right there, and
Right.
that's why the kids are messed up a little bit.
Right.
Okay?
And they don't feature the relationship that Angela Bassett has with her husband, who's an actor. That's a very loving. They're both educated people. They don't prop the relationships that are stable with black people in the media with all, whether you're a actor, entertainer or not. They don't prop that up. They'll always prop up the dysfunctional stuff.
What about Samuel Jackson and his wife? They've been married a long time.
Right.
My parents is married a long time. Before I look at Will and Jada about being married, I look at my parents and longevity.
Right.
Yes,
But they don't prop his relationship with his wife up. He's been with her since when he had nothing, right? Both of them, right? Because they don't have dysfunction. At least, let me just say this. No marriage relationship is perfect. It's just that their dysfunction is not on display for all of us.
Yes.
His wife or Samuel Jackson or his wife or Denzel Washington, his wife, are not having red tables and saying, okay, Denzel's not sitting up there saying, well, I had a couple of improprieties, or his wife is not sitting, or Samuel Jackson's wife is not calling him to a red table saying, well, Samuel, I had an entanglement. These guys are not being embarrassed, and they're not embarrassing their wives, at least from what we can see from the outside.
Yes.
But Jada Pinkett and Will, who are my age, they're Generation Xers, they should know better. I know my man, Brother Toppin, said he felt that he gave a good example for black men. Yeah, black men should protect their wives. But I don't know if Will Smith and Jada Pinkett are the best example for us to follow as a black community because they're in the public eye. I'll stop there.
Because you're married don't mean you go tell everybody and their mama what's going on in your marriage so the world can dissect your marriage. They can say you need to be leaving, she need to be leaving, the kids is embarrassed. To me,
right.
Mama plays a part. Jada Pinkett, I think Jada Pinkett mama plays a part in this situation too. Because if I watch her mother on the Red Table Talk, her mother plays a part in this. Okay, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Go.
If you look at her mother,
I agree.
Mother plays a part in this.
Yeah, there's something dysfunctional going on here. Very dysfunctional. Go ahead, Robbie.
So Chris Rock's joke towards Jada in 2016 was this. He said, Jada said she's not coming, protest. I was like, isn't she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited, he said, prompting laughs from the audience. And Rock also said that she was mad her husband wasn't nominated that year for his role in Concussion. So he's definitely been coming hardcore for Jada Pinkett. Why would you why would you say all of that? And let me share the screen. That way you can share it if you want to. He's been doing a lot and he's been attacking her. And that was just in 2016. So if they repaired their friendship from there and then he decided to continue on and he's still talking about her, then he definitely deserved that smack because you got away with it once. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And Will Smith said there wasn't going to be no shame on him. He wasn't going. Can't hear you.
Your mic is.
Let me turn my mic back on. Let me read what Empress Kia says. She says, at the end of the day, they're married. He disrespected his wife about her alopecia. He felt some kind of way about it and got handled in the story. That's true.
They're married on paper.
Tell the truth.
They married
That's
on
it. That's
it.
all.
Right. Well, let me put this, Raw B, what did you put in the back? What did you put in the back here? What is this that we have here?
That's the joke that Chris Rock made about Jada Pinkett Smith at the 2016 Oscars.
All right, let me take something off the screen here. Can you read that? What was it saying here? Jada said she not. Go ahead, Robbie.
Hey, be the difference. Jada said she's not coming protest. Basically, she was encouraging Chris Rock to protest. And I was like, isn't she on a TV show? Jada's going to boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited, he said, prompting laughs from the audience. Rock also said Pinkett Smith was mad her husband wasn't nominated that year for his role in Concussion. It is not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. You are right. It is also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West, okay, he said, referencing one of Smith's biggest flops. So he's been talking cash money crap. Yes, Kevin Hart was supposed to do the Oscars that year as well. And that's when he had his whole scandal with the LGBTQIA and they fired him and they hired Chris Rock at the last possible minute. So Chris Rock is, and that was for the Academy Awards. Chris Rock is more in concern with keeping his ties to the Hollywood elite than he is about friendship and solidarity within the community. So
Are we correct to say when I was mentioning earlier, Robbie, I don't think you were here in the beginning of my broadcast, that there is some history here. There is some underpinning here that Chris Rock's been running his mouth off. And not only the Jada not liking what he's saying, but maybe they remember the shit that he was saying when they were boycotting the Oscars from the get-go, that Chris Rock's been saying sly stuff. And he's able to hide under the slide stuff that he says because he's a comedian. And we're supposed to laugh at everything that comedians say out of their mouths.
This is the thing. Chris Rock ain't making no money.
Okay. He's not hot anymore.
No, before this Oscars, what's the last thing you saw Chris Rock in?
I haven't seen him in anything. I know he was in an FX movie series or something like that, but he hasn't been in anything big.
Yeah.
It's been Kevin Hart that's been stealing all the headlines.
Yep.
Right. Chris Rock is not doing it. And that's why he had the smile on his face when he got smacked. Because he already
let me put that back up. Let me put that. Money, honey. The money. So when Will Smith cocked that hand back and you can see the smile on Chris Rock's face right there, ladies and gentlemen, he's probably saying to himself, the hit of money, baby.
Yes.
I'm going to get me some damn TV shows and some movie appearances.
Hey, he's probably going to get some money from Will Smith.
Yep.
Yeah.
You press them charges, cut me a check. You got
Okay,
$20 million.
I want to tell you guys something about that. This is something that I should have put in my system. I should have cut and pasted this over, but let me read this to you if I can find this real quick. Where is it? Oh, it's in here. Excuse me. I got two phones here. I want to find the phone that has the information that I need to pull up. And let me see here. All right, check this out. When this incident happened, and I wish I could put this on the screen, but I'll just read it to you. The official statement from the LAPD. The LAPD investigative entitles authorities are aware of the incident between two individuals during the Academy Award program. The incident involving one individual slapping. This is crazy. Between one individual entitled aware of an incident between two individuals during the Academy Award program. The incident involving one individual slapping another. The individual involved has declined to file a police report. If the involved party desires a police report at a later date, which could happen, the LAPD will be available to complete an investigative report. So technically, they are aware of what happened last night in the Oscars, and Will Smith did break the protocol at the Oscars. What he did was enough for them to throw him out of the goddamn back door. You know what I mean? Front door, side door, all kind of doors. So Chris Rock has not filed a assault charge against one Will Smith, but he could do that at any time. And he could actually take Will Smith to court and sue him, and he would win. He could get some money out of Will Smith if he wanted to.
Yes, he could. And it does, to me, it looks bad. I'm just saying, it looks bad on the black community. It looks bad on two black men. It just looks bad on all shapes and form. The highest award he's gonna get, and he won, and he's in his Sunday best. Really?
Mm-hmm. But can I say this to you though? Why? This is a question that we got to ask. Why is it that when a black person does something, that it always have to reflect on us? And we're always concerned about what the white people are going to think, because we put white people above us for some reason, psychologically.
I'm not, because that's what I was just getting ready to say. You took the words right out of my mouth. That is not reflective of all black people. That is reflective of Will Smith and Chris Rock. And Will Smith dog smacked the hell out of Chris Rock. And that's on him. He threw away 40, 50 years of being looked at as a passive, chill, laid back guy, because he was tired of that image. And I bet you he got some real gritty roles coming up where he's supposed to be the bad guy. He could have been Roy Raging. But I do have to drop down. Thank you.
All right. Lady Justice, what's up? Hey, thank you, Raw B, for coming over. Privilege. And make sure y'all check out Raw B's channel. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Robbie Privilege. You can find me at the Pop Patient. If you like what you're seeing on the screen from me, you can go to thepopatient.com/services, book yourself a consultation, and let me help you be great.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Clap to you.
Wow.
All right, sister. Appreciate you being here. We bring, go ahead, my sister.
Chris Rock, when Will Smith hit Chris Rock partners in the audience running up to the stage to fight Will Smith. What happened? Then we said, "Oh no, this is it would have been an uproar." Come on now, let's be honest and tell the truth. If Chris Rock people would
tell the truth.
No, I agree with you.
And thought Will Smith for putting his hands on Chris Rock. You know, you got partners like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just saying it would have been a whole entire mess. And then you here you go again. Can't take black folks nowhere, even in their Sunday best. I'm just
right. What's going on, Wisdom Show? I know you're saying it's at an all-time high. And back in Be the Difference Clothing's in the house. Queen, I know I am. Everybody is in the chat room. Thank you for being here today. I'm going to get ready to end the stream in just a moment. I just want to get some last thoughts. Back to the basics. Anything you want to add before I conclude this?
Bye, information man.
Thank you. Clap to you, my sister. Thank you for coming over. Always love when you come on the panel. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Take care.
Yeah, I would have to agree to you. I would say that they're not a good representation of, Black love. Because to me, I was brought up in a very traditional home. And that to me, open marriage, to me, I can be single and, if I wanted to and run around and stuff. But I think to me that and this is just my opinion, and I might get smoke for this, but I don't think that Will needs Jada. I think he needs to just separate and focus on his own mental health and his well-being, and just take a break from that.
Well, out of the two of them, he's been the most successful one in entertainment than she has. I'm not trying to put her down, but let's be honest about the only big blockbuster movie she's been in is The Matrix. And that was like a long time ago, even though they came out with a new Matrix, which from all accounts they say is not really as good as the original one. So she really made a big splash in The Matrix. And then, of course, I remember her on Different World, which I love that show. And she did I think they had a Batman series that she was a part of. So when you look at her credits compared to his credits, she hasn't done really heavy acclaimed. So I don't think that she makes Will in terms of his career, but for whatever reason, the old saying, opposites attract. There's something opposite about them. And I don't know if they are in the best interest of each other. Now, maybe people stay together because they have kids. They have to keep up appearances because they're in Hollywood, so they don't want to get a divorce and all of that. I don't know. I just know that a man does have a right to defend his wife, but was what Chris Rock said that night, was it to the level that you need to get up on a stage and knock him out? I know everybody said, well, Chris Rock did it publicly, so Will Smith did it to him publicly. And this is what I'm curious to know, everybody. And peace and love to Sister Natural. Check out her channel. She sells women's products. We got Brother William, who's just come in. Thank you, brother. Hey, I know this brother here. Let me give him a clap. Good to see you over here, brother. Afternoon Information Man show. Late, but we'll do a replay. Hey, I appreciate that. The question again is, when we talk about the question of protection for black women, what type of protection do black women want black men to give them? What Will Smith did? This is one I want y'all to walk away and ponder these thoughts as I end the broadcast very soon. Is what Will Smith did last night on the Oscar stage your idea, black women, of a black man giving you protection? My idea is giving a black woman protection when a man is trying to put his hands on you, first of all. Second of all, Will Smith has a relationship, at least we thought, that he should have been able to confront Chris Rock behind the scenes, but I understand he did something publicly that was embarrassing, so he had to embarrass Chris Rock publicly as well. But on the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, as you walk away from here, keep in mind, Will Smith, I'm going to say it again, was laughing just like this. He was laughing only until Jada gave him that look. Did he all of a sudden become Incredible Hulk? Prior to that, Will wasn't looking to knock nobody out until she gave him the look. The question I put on the table, ladies and gentlemen, why did Jada have to give him a look first for him to do what he did? If he truly felt that Chris Rock embarrassed his wife. I want y'all to chew on that one before I leave. I want y'all to examine what I just said. If he truly wanted to protect his wife's honor, why did she have to look at him first while he was laughing before he decided to go up there and slap a man like he was a female dog? You would think that Will Smith would have did it before his wife even had to look at him. You see what I'm saying, folks? You see the hypocrisy in some of Will Smith's actions that night? That his actions may not be as genuine as we may think it was, even if we disagree with what he did or agree with it. Because why would, if I love my wife and I got a man talking about my wife through a joke who's supposed to be my friend, and that man knows my wife, because I don't believe that Chris Rock didn't know anything about her hair situation. That's BS. She's had hair most of her life into now. Will Smith should have jumped on him if that's what he was going to do before his wife looked at him. And he shouldn't have been laughing from the damn get-go. Now, maybe he was laughing because it was a nervous situation. It was an embarrassment. Sometimes people will laugh when they do feel embarrassed by a situation. What do you all think? Back to the basics. What do you think? You heard my diatribe right there as I'm getting ready to conclude this show today. What are your thoughts as it relates to what I just said and going forward?
Well,
y'all come over here to hear some truth. Well, I had to give you our truth. Let's just stop playing around.
Let's just stop
playing around. Will Smith
tell the truth.
Did not see what Chris Rock said as wrong. At least it appeared that way to me looking at it, until his wife looked at him a certain way. And then that's when Will wanted to get up there and slug the man. The question again is, if Will Smith really felt disrespected by Chris Rock, he wouldn't have need his wife. Listen to me, everybody. He wouldn't have needed his wife to sit up there and look at him and give him the damn signal, the bet signal. He would have took it upon himself from the get-go to say, keep my wife's name out your mouth. He wouldn't have been laughing. No, I'm going to say it again. Was he laughing because it was a shock to him that Chris Rock embarrassed his wife? Or was he genuinely laughing because he did think it was funny until his wife looked at him? So I don't know if we could say that Will Smith was truly defending his wife honestly, because she had to look at him. If you're defending your woman, black man, whether wrong or right in the circumstances, your woman should not have to look at you to make you do something. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Let me go to
tell the truth.
back to the basics before I get out of here. What do you got to say, sister?
I would say, well, you took the words right out of my mouth. So that's
the
truth. Because it was a reaction, but that would be considered a delayed reaction if you're gonna look over at your spouse and then do all that. But there it is.
Now, this brother right here makes a good point. He says Oscar was not having enough ratings, so they had to do that because the reaction of so many people. Let me just let you know right now, brother, it's already been found out through people who know these folks that it was not an act. But I do get what you're saying, because do you know, everybody in the chat room, everyone listening, and back to the basics, that this was the lowest rated Oscars, that people are not watching the Oscars anymore. There were people that were already boycotting the Oscars who don't want to watch it no more. I didn't even watch this live, folks, because I don't even watch these reward shows anymore. I'm sick. I don't care if it's the Grammys, American Award. I don't watch any of it.
I definitely didn't watch it. I didn't know it had even happened until I started getting notifications on my phone.
I don't even look at BET Awards. I don't like watch any of this foolishness anymore. It's a waste of my time. So this Oscar show is not resonating with young people, because everybody, I bet you got more people watching social media than was watching that Oscar show last night. Nobody's watching this old, tired, dusty ass media, mainstream media no more. Nobody. That's why mainstream media is bringing their dusty behinds over to YouTube, trying to suck up our audience, trying to suck up our spaces. And then YouTube favors these dusty old media platforms that come over to YouTube. They favor them so that they tell you lies about what's going on mainstream television. And now they want to bring their lies over to YouTube and try to drown out our voices. While they can say whatever they want about a subject matter, they don't censor them, but they'll censor us and shadow ban us. I'm sick of it. Back to the basics. Thank you for coming up today.
Yeah, I just wanted to, well, like I said, with certain people, if you got money, and you, even though you're not a doctor, but hey, that certain one, he'll sure give an opinion like he's a doctor, but we ain't gonna get on him. but thank you for having me upstairs.
Well, listen. I'll get on it. Umar is now becoming a advice coach. He's running around on social media, on Facebook, because he's got a Facebook page, and he's trying to give black men and black women advice about relationships. This man doesn't even take care of his own kids. Why would you listen to any man who doesn't take care of his kids, but he's got so much, he claims he wants to do so much for black boys, but he doesn't even take care of his own kids? He even admitted to himself that sometimes he'll pay a bulk payment of child support. Why are you paying bulk unless you're late on your damn child support? You never see Umar with his kids. You never see him in a classroom teaching any kids. The reason why he got ran out of Philadelphia as a teacher, and this is facts, ladies and gentlemen, is because Umar Johnson lost his job in a private school in Philadelphia because he was misdiagnosing kids. Oh, by the way, do you know Dr. Umar Johnson doesn't even have a certificate. He's not licensed. He's not certified anymore. Huh? When's the last time you heard him say, hey, folks, I'm going to school for my CEUs? In my profession, you have to have CEUs, continuing education, to maintain your license and certification. You never see him talk about that. When does he have time? He spends most of his time in a car, a damn broom closet, talking to you, draped with African medallion, paraphernalia. And now he's telling you that he needs a professional to help him get HVAC. He has some guy named Jose. Wait a minute. Umar told us several months ago that he got the HVAC. He said, everybody calm down. The HVAC is here in Delaware. Now he's running around telling you he's praying for HVAC. Or he's now telling you God is the reason why things are not working out. Now he's blaming it on God Almighty.
Lord have mercy.
This is the nonsense.
I was actually thinking of I know you have brought up Umar, but I was actually thinking of Bill Gates as far as someone not even being a doctor. Yet he sure does have a medical opinion. It's very interesting.
Because Bill Gates is a billionaire. He's white and he says so, and they prop him up, and his family lineage is part of eugenics. Go look at Bill Gates's family. His father was involved in eugenics, his mother. He comes from a eugenics background. Psychology came out of eugenics. Eugenics is about marginalizing people, looking at people and saying this person is subhuman. This person is inferior. They have a small brain, a pea brain. Let's wipe out these people. Don't let them reproduce. Eugenics. Which, I'm going to be honest, when it comes to child parenthood, that does come out of eugenics. Of course, they want our numbers to go down. But let me get off my soapbox. This is not supposed to be about that. It's supposed to be about the Will Smith situation. But I thank everybody in that chat room for being here. Let me give you all a clap. Carlos T.
Peace and
to
blessings,
love
everyone.
myself 100. Thank you. Oh, give everyone your last words. Oh, she's gone. I'm sorry about that, sister. Back to the basics. To love myself 100%. Peace to you, my sister. And then we got Mr. DJ Music. We got Back to the Basics. We got Earl Owens. We got Carlos T. We got Dominique Jones. I think Nappy Yankee came through not too long ago. Peace to him. Peace to everybody. I'm about to get out of here. This was a great show today. Mr. Williams, Brother Toppin Jr. Great to see you over here, brother. Queen, I Know I Am. Wisdom Show. We've got Golden Melanin, Miss Jazzy, Jammin. Let me see here. We got Gilman and William and just a lot of folks that came in straight from the comment section is in the house. Deborah Guns, everybody that came over, I appreciate you. I know some people had to leave. It's a work week. I get it. Thank you all for being here. Queen, I Know I Am. I'm going to be getting the elder on very soon. I've had him on my program a couple times in the past. We've had some good conversations. Peace to everybody out there. More than a clap to you. Let's get ready to get out of here and do what we can do. It's a damn shame what happened last night at the Oscars. It is what it is. I think Will Smith does have some issues. We're going to see how this all comes out in the wash, but I guarantee you, I suspect that you're going to see him and Chris Rock have a set down together. I can see them coming on a show together. And like I said earlier, I can see them holding each other in a warm embrace, saying, I'm sorry, brother, or something of that nature. I wouldn't be surprised if it's coming very soon for them to do Damage Control. They're probably already talking about this right now to Will Smith right now. You should have a sit down with Will Smith. They should get on Oprah. Watch. I wouldn't be surprised if you see both of them on Oprah for an Oprah special. I can see it coming, folks. And they'll both be on there kissy. I'm so sorry, brother, about saying those jokes. I'm so sorry. I know I'm so sorry too, Chris. And I'm so sorry, Will. Oh, I should have said what I said about your wife. I can see that shit coming. It's clear as day, ladies and gentlemen, because what you have here, as you saw right there, is That's a face of I'm back on top, baby. He gonna hit me. I'm gonna be on media. I'm gonna run the media cycle. He's gonna get me a show. Maybe me and Will gonna do a movie together. We're back, baby. We're back. I'm rich, bitch. I'm out of here.
Lately it's looking like everything perfect. Out the mud with it, I put the work and you can find me where that turf is. Pin precision like a surgeon. Bad ones used to curb me. Showing up to the show when the curve split. She know that I'm worth it, I'm finna go up, I'm aerial. I got the hit stash, got a bracelet for impact. Real tricky, quick to flip a pretty penny to a thick stack, quick stack. Think fast and I talk real. I give a fuck about how they feel. Me and Zay just dropped the propane and it sounded like mass appeal. For my dog, I'ma ride to the wheels kill. Got his hand on the hammer, so keep it legit. I've been the man with the blueprint. I won't stop till I own every brick. I used to lay out in the lawn just to feel the world spin on its axis. Now I got the access and the last laugh, got it off in the passion. I keep it 100 on the dash now that we got us some traction. Slick soccer on the showstopper, you are not solid. Tread cautious, couldn't
have a great day, everybody.
Stunning shade with the Visine. Light it up to bring the vibe in. Lime tint, color spot beam on me. I'm a star every night lit, ultraviolet. Hey, I told her make sure that phone is on silent so we know what the vibe is. Take a look in my iris. I think she know that I'm high risk. I never know what the time is. I never know when my mind went. Hey, I got a lot on my plate. I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. Yeah. Look, it's a lot on my mind, and I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. I'ma make sure that, hey, I got a lot on my plate. I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. Yeah. Look, it's a lot on my mind, and I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. I'ma make sure that I used to toss a coin in the waterfalls, in the wishing well. Now I get plenty coin, bitch, I'm self-made. You ain't gotta wish me well. You ain't like me then, but I guess it's past tense, cause you tapped in. You was never who you said. I see the facade when looking, they really be that quick to tell. My guard up, I ain't taking nails. If it's not in my favor, won't sign a deal. I got the royalty in the mail, I got authority in the field. Take a look in my iris, I be precise with the timing. I move on the tuck, that shit high risk. I never know where my mind went. Ay,
tell the truth.
I got a lot on my plate, I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. Yeah. Like it's a lot on my mind, and I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. I'ma make sure that, ayy, I got a lot on my plate. I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. Yeah. Like it's a lot on my mind, and I got an eye on the prize.
Tell the truth.
And I'ma make sure that we straight. I'ma make sure that.
Man, please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
I hope that the program was informative. I hope that the show definitely made you look at this from different perspectives and as well as your own perspective. Once again, I'm going to say it again. I don't like seeing black men or black women fighting each other, either it be on YouTube or even in the celebrity world. I don't like seeing any of it. And it's a damn shame that it happened. But, you know, as they say, it is what it is. But like I told you, these guys, I would not be surprised if you see them on a apology tour coming soon near you. And I see we have Sister Patience, who's just come in the house. Thank you for being here. Golden Melanin, everybody that's there, thank you. I will be going back. I'll be going live soon this upcoming weekend, unless there's another breaking story that I have time to launch a video on. So thank you, everybody. Take care.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Tell the truth.